This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast contains mature content, explicit language, suggestive situations, and partial to full frontal nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Don't let your kids listen to this.
I got a fever. The only prescription is more Cinephobe.
It's the fever.
You sound like shit.
Me?
Yeah. Well, Flemmy.
Flemmy Martin.
You look like shit.
So do you.
No, I don't. I'm gorgeous. Hell of a movie, boys.
Not how I remember it.
I wish that I'd picked this. I really do.
Instead of Suburban Commando.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, at least get to pick next month.
Hello, Amin. Zach.
So, bro.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back, Roy.
You know what type of day this is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
This is not for public consumption.
Uh-oh.
But
Supercharge it.
Too bad we're doing a podcast.
we are, but we can chop.
We can.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, difficult job, Maze.
Well, a couple of producers like us, you know how I produce Basketball Illuminati and you produce this show?
No, that was my favorite.
I'm like, why am I being tagged in this?
He's never appeared, not even like as a soundbite.
Not once.
Great job, Zach. Really great stuff from you.
I get 1/4 of that Webby.
Ah, yes. The weapons.
So what problematic thing do you have to say to me?
It's not problematic. It's just
San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Chargers, San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Chargers.
so. Me and Zach are on the radio, and we're talking about Brittany Griner.
Oh, okay.
It's a serious conversation. And I brought up, sometimes we say things on the podcast that might be deemed offensive, and that can impact and affect how things are portrayed after that. And Zach says, you mean when you're misogynistic? And I'm like, that's the only example you could come up with in this moment?
Yeah, that's what came to my mind.
That could be the racism against white people.
Also, I mean, Roy, that's a good example as well. Racism against white people.
Are we the most racist podcast against white people?
Well, we're the one with the mean, right?
This is what I will say.
No, the other one you produce has a mean too, Zach.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Nah, it could be a little bit dark show. Who knows?
But he doesn't hate Tom as much as he hates me. So
Whenever I hear the new drop for the Louis Pinnock Award,
Whoa.
I grin ear to ear.
Whoa. You can't do that, Lionel.
Yeah.
yeah, baby, I'm horny too.
You know what? Why don't we do that one as a rewatching? Did I know it's been only a couple of weeks or whatever, but shit, man.
Couple of weeks? The shit was 4 months ago.
Was it?
Wasn't it?
It's a cosmic mix of the action of the 90s combined with the exploitation films of the 70s. But with modern touches, it's hyper-violence, but it knows that it is. It's a little bit Tarantino. It's definitely a little bit Michael Mann. It's kind of a cosmic gumbo. It almost moves to the beat of jazz.
White people are genetically inferior. or they're culturally crippled, or they're socially deprived.
How come God couldn't make everyone one color? Like tan?
I wish I'd fucked a black broad before I got married.
I could really feel 400 years of oppression and anger in every pelvic thrust.
I can smell horny across an ocean.
Not all women.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
Just the hot ones.
Hello, Oprah.
You're not allowed to go down on me for 1 month.
No, Judith,
Don't
please.
make me take away your masturbation privileges.
Yeah, I'm horny too, baby.
Hey, Chowman, come on down here. Will you want to exercise my dominance?
Scaring.
I'm getting a patriarchal urge.
Don't mind me. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're a team. We work together.
I don't know if you were paying attention.
I wasn't.
Please, goddammit! Just one more drink! I'll cut off your tits with a knife, you bitch!
5 whiskeys? That's breakfast on the river.
Yo, you have to clip it, Maze.
Clip what? A fucking tiger? What are you talking about?
It's not that hard. Just chop, boom, out.
Wow, Maze has a really hard job.
This is going to be the worst episode we've ever done.
My people don't give a ding-dong diddly about what flag fly over Hawaii.
You bore me, Fury.
Where is the microfilm?
It's nothing but a bag of meat and flesh and tendon.
Why didn't they just name him Spaghetti Lasagna?
Fuck, this movie's 2 hours long?
This is like the John Gruden emails of movies.
Do you like ducks?
Or a trench coat full of bees flying around? Like, that would scare me. Bees are cool.
That's a duck, man.
No, I get it.
Coolio.
You're the devil's baby, mama. I didn't lie, Annie. I just didn't tell you certain things.
Don't play no reindeer games with me.
An American ninja? What are you talking about? There's no such thing.
You've gotten rich off of the people in this town. You bet your ass I have. And I'm going to get richer.
Coughlin's Law.
Go into incredibly descriptive details of the story so we all know.
Oh, man. I wish I had better notes.
Have you ever heard such a pail of shite?
Once I get a DVD player, I'm going to watch Gallo Walkers once a day.
Come here and give me a squudge.
You know what to do from here, Internet.
All right, cool. Let me Google how to open QuickTime.
Justice is blind.
He's got space dementia.
But it can be heard.
Time to find out exactly what this ooze can do.
Pull a fucking rabbit out of your dick and phobe.
I'm Temecula's newest hard-on, dog.
Hey, look at here. Why don't we eat us a few thousand beers? You can tell me what's buzzing in the big bad city.
Coming on, yeah!
Look out for number one. Set your sights on the stars and the sun. Look out for number one. You gotta push a little harder, push a little harder. Yeah.
Enough! It's not funny anymore.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Welcome to Cinephobe, the podcast. We break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper. That's Amin Hassan. That's Anthony Mayes, part of the Levitard and Friends Network for Meadowlark Media. Review. Throw it up there. We don't get to 5,000 on Apple Podcasts and Spotify by the end of the year. It's over. 5 months left to do this. Or I get into a horrible legal battle with Dan Levitard. It's one of those.
Yeah, you might win that one.
It's one of those days.
We are at 3,304.
Woo!
Here's a review from Macaques on Friday. Please, I hate this pod. It's so funny, but since listening to it, I get hard when I see number 2 pencils. SMH. Please do the pest. Maze, spelled with a Z. You're not funny. Good producer, though. Amin, with an E. You're funny. Apostrophe R-E. Funny. Wash your hands and chill out on the porn.
Whoa, whoa.
I had to Google the other guy. He sounds exactly like he looks, an Oakley salesman from the 90s.
I sold them in 05, dick.
Also due out cold. He ended it with a good submission.
I know The Pest. The Pest is John Leguizamo, but what's Out Cold?
Out Cold is a snowboarding movie. It's one of the first times Zach Galifianakis was in a movie.
Oh,
and it's based on Casablanca. One of two future cinephobes that's based on Casablanca alongside Barbed Wire.
Classic snowboarding Casablanca movie. If you have a submission, reminder, it just needs to be 40% or lower on the Rotten Tomatoes audience or critic score. July has been Alien/Space Month, and it's been universally loved.
Hey.
Amin started us off with The Watch.
What?
I gave us Battleship, and then Mayes tried to ruin it with Suburban Commando. Now we finish off the month with our special guest episode. Roy Bellamy of Meadowlark Media joins us to break down the 1990 sci-fi action horror Predator 2. Clip it, Mayes.
Yeah, I like Predator 2. I mean, also, not the sequel.
I think you actually got me on this one because I just have sci-fi action, and there is definitely a horror element.
There is. Roy, what's going on? Welcome back to the pod.
Four-timer.
Yeah, let me get this out of the way now. Phobe.
Oh,
whoa.
Roy!
The movie's terrible, man.
Let me say this. In Roy's defense, this is not the movie I remembered at all. I don't remember as much racism in this movie. I don't remember as little Predator action in this movie.
A lot of cop politics.
And I thought they spent at least an hour on that spaceship.
Really?
Oh, no way.
I haven't seen this movie in 30 years.
That means you watched this thing the whole time saying, okay, here we go. All right, spaceship, where are we at?
Yes. Also, I think I made the mistake of I watched Predator before I watched this one.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
No.
Oh, I did the Juju Gotti.
You did the Juju Gotti, yeah.
Oh, no.
Where he watched all the Blades before we watched that god-awful Blade Trinity.
Wow.
Wow, for real. Here's the funny thing about Predator 2. Predator 1 came out in 87. Predator 2 comes out in 1990. And then the next Predator movie doesn't come out until 2010. They just gave up on the premise.
Well, that's how bad Predator 2 was. Phobe.
Also, they allude to... Well, we'll get into it. They have an alien head in this one, right?
Yes, they do. Yes.
Too soon. They set the stage for two things. They set the stage for the Alien Predator crossover event. But, and this part I don't remember at all. They also set the stage for a movie that comes out in 2022.
Oh.
More on that later.
Predator 2 stars Danny Glover, Gary Busey, and Kevin Peter Hall.
KPH.
You know Danny from Lethal Weapon franchise, from Pure Luck, from Angels in the Outfield, from Gone Fishing, Royal Tenenbaums, and he was the president in 2012. The movie, not the year.
Yeah. I'm about to say, wrong black man, Zach.
What? I specifically remember it being Danny Glover.
I specifically remember it being Barack Obama in 2012, but I guess to each his own.
I'm going to push back on that, Amin. I don't agree.
Mitch McConnell didn't want Danny Glover to be president.
Neither does Gary Busey, apparently.
You know the Buse man from Lethal Weapon, from Point Break. Clip it, Mayes.
Utah, give me two.
From Under Siege, Rookie of the Year, Black Sheep, and of course Entourage, in which he played Gary Busey.
Future Cinephobes, Surviving the Game, and Drop Zone.
Oh yeah,
Drop Zone.
Drop Zone.
Wesley Month Part 2.
Yeah.
Kevin Peter Hall was Harry in Harry and the Hendersons. He was the original Predator, and he was in 7 episodes of 227. He also is 6'9" in real life.
There's no place like home.
No place like home.
I had a love affair with Jack A in my mind.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
She was everything.
Regina King.
Young Regina King.
Yeah.
She claims the throne and then she waltzes away with my drugs.
Maria Conchita Alonso from The Running Man, Vampire's Kiss, and McBain.
Had a small crush on her.
Mendoza!
She was one who had a moment, right? And then, poof, gone.
This was it.
I think this one messed it up for her.
Or this one or The Running Man?
No, this one.
The Running Man was where the moment started.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Paxton from Aliens, Commando, Twister, Club Dread, and Edge of Tomorrow.
Tombstone, True Lies, Apollo 13.
Love Edge of Tomorrow. The failed show name that Zach and I had.
Oh, we tried.
For our Mad Dog Sports Radio, and they said absolutely not. And to this day, I don't know why.
We're like, but it's out the Edge of Tomorrow, the timing of the show.
They made it seem like Paramount or whoever put out that movie said absolutely not.
Right.
I've heard them. No.
Nah, dog.
We get our good friend, repeat offender Robert Davi from Showgirls and Action Jackson.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Adam Baldwin, who's a repeat offender from Drillbit Taylor.
Full Metal Jacket, Independence Day, and 91 episodes of Chuck.
Henry King, who's a repeat offender from Roadhouse, Last Action Hero, and A Lowdown Dirty Shame.
Okay. Henry King-E, also a stuntman, so he's up to 11.
These go to 11.
One behind Norman Howell. Roadhouse, Class Act, Action Jackson, Lowdown Dirty Shame, Armageddon, Gone in 60 Seconds, Daredevil, Hook, Last Action Hero, and Batman and Robin.
Oh, my.
Put him on the whatever the fuck that Photoshop was going to be.
Henry King-E is goated.
Goated, my boy.
Goated. All right.
Terry Weigel, from a few episodes of Married with Children. She was in American Bukkake 7, and she was in The Banker.
What was that one in the middle?
American Bukkake 7. Now, if you haven't seen the first 6, you're going to be lost.
I think I might have to do the Juju Gotti for that one.
Just don't do it during the finals.
With an IV stuck in my arm.
Do the Juju Gotti becoming a verb.
Jujued.
Be careful there, Roy. I care about you.
Oh, my. Supercharge that.
Gus Williams, repeat offender from Hall Pass. We get repeat offender Michael Papajohn from Eraser and Delta Farce.
Michael Papajohn.
Yep.
Little Big League.
Jim Ashita, repeat offender from Showgirls and Armageddon.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Repeat offender Billy Sly Williams from Gone in 60 Seconds and Suburban Commando, Billy Sly Williams month.
Back to back.
Hari James, repeat offender from Action Jackson and was on an episode of Simon and Simon. Repeat offender Paolo Toca from Bloodsport. Sue Garcia, repeat offender from Alarm King Polly. We get repeat offender Tom Finnegan from Roadhouse. Vontae Sweet, who's from Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. Ronald Moss, repeat offender from Tango and Cash. Michael Wiseman, a repeat offender from Wicker Man. David B. Levinson, repeat offender from Saving Silverman.
Jeez, there's a lot of repeat offenders in this movie.
Are you done reading the bottom of the cast yet? Because you skipped some people that are actually in the movie.
Did you say Ruben Blades yet?
No.
Eric Mansker, repeat offender from Leprechaun 5 in the Hood, and he was in 9 to 5. Clip it, Maze.
God damn it.
9 to 5.
That's my line.
Thomas Rosales Jr., repeat offender from Spencer Confidential and Delta Farce and Last Action Hero. And then Philip Whelan, repeat offender from Tango and Cash.
Philip Whelan. He wheels and deals, and then he waltzes away with my drugs.
All right, so after all those people who may or may not exist, we got
They do exist.
Ruben Blades.
Oh, it's Blades.
No, but my last name is Blaze. My grandfather came from the West Indies.
Okay. So there, Internet.
Boom.
Boom.
But you can also call me Blades.
Good. My name is Claude. What is you guys' name?
My name is Ruben. This is my wife, Lisa.
Kulbin, I am here all afternoon. All right, au revoir, Luban. Lisa, solid.
Ruben.
Lubet, you awful scuba. He's from Mo Better Blues, The Two Jakes, Color at Night, 76 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. And also, he's an accomplished Panamanian musician. He's got 9 Grammys and
Jesus.
5 Latin Grammys.
Latin clip it, Maze.
A lot of clips, man.
Hey, maybe this is where our ancient ancestors hosted the Latin Grammys. Just picture Santana hauling this sucker home.
There's also Morton Downey Jr., no relation to Robert Downey Jr., who had his own talk show in the late 80s.
Phobe.
And Calvin Lockhart from Cotton Comes to Harlem, Twin Peaks, Wild at Heart, and he played Biggie Smalls in the 1975 film Let's Do It Again. Does that sound familiar?
Cotton Comes to Harlem sounds familiar. I have the poster.
Well, when Notorious B.I.G. was coming up, he named himself after that character, and Calvin Lockhart actually sued him and forced him to change his name to Notorious B.I.G.
Wow. Hater.
I didn't know you could own the rights to just the character.
Oh, you can own anything.
What are you, nuts? This is the 90s. We're going to sue you.
Predator 2 was directed by Stephen Hopkins. You know Stephen Hopkins from being that really smart guy who's in the wheelchair all the time? He's got the robot voice.
And you wonder why we can't get any sponsorship.
I smoke pot with Stephen Hopkins.
Oh, my God.
Oh, then you know Stephen from directing Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Dangerous Game, Judgment Night, Future Cinephobe, Blown Away, The Ghost in the Darkness, Lost in Space, and 24 episodes of House of Lies.
And half of the first season of 24. That was the best season of it.
Yeah.
And he was very responsible, which is kind of mind-blowing given the rest of that resume.
Predator 2 was written by Jim and John Thomas. They wrote the original Predator. They also wrote Executive Decision, Mission to Mars, and they're repeat offenders
I wish I knew how to quit you.
for Wild Wild West. Clip it, Maze.
Chicka wow wow.
Synopsis for Predator 2. The Predator returns to Earth, this time to stake a claim on the war-torn streets of a dystopian Los Angeles.
I don't think that's accurate. I don't think they left.
That is accurate.
No, he didn't return to Earth. First of all, it's not the same Predator.
Right.
Because the first one died.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert in the original Predator. And then,
Thank God I watched that earlier.
and then second of all, I think they made it pretty clear that they never actually left. They just hang out.
I started to take notes on the original Predator about 5 minutes, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm not doing notes on this movie.
What am I doing with my life? Huh?
It's the COVID, man. It's the COVID. It just gets you.
Oh, man.
Tagline, pull over, park, and pray.
No.
Hell no.
Okay, well, I've got 8 other ones for you guys.
Oh, great.
Lions, tigers, bears, oh my.
Oh, future callback.
Yeah.
This time, Los Angeles, 1997.
Accurate?
Not really a tagline, more of a exposition, but okay.
That's it.
They fleshed it out a little bit here. Silent, invisible, invincible, the ultimate hunter. This time, Los Angeles, 1997.
That one makes more sense.
That's better. Yeah.
He's in town with a few days to kill.
Okay, I like that one.
That's pretty good.
All right, then maybe you'll like this one. Silent, invisible, invincible. He's in town with a few days to kill.
No!
Los Angeles, 1997.
3 more. Hunting season opens again.
Meh.
That's not bad.
The ultimate hunter.
Again, not bad.
This time, he's coming to a different type of jungle.
Oh, no.
Phobe.
No.
It doesn't feel unracist.
The urban jungle.
Give me some soul kisses, baby.
$35 million estimated budget, grossed $30.6 million US, but
Come on, worldwide.
$57.1 million worldwide. Before we jump into this movie and you listen to the rest of this podcast, Predator 2 is available on Hulu. Predator 2 receives 30% from the critics on 30 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 44% from the audience on over 100,000 ratings.
30-30 Club.
Amin, check the positive or the negative reviews.
Glass half full kind of guys. That give me the positives.
Positive reviews.
Better than me. I'm a half glass empty kind of guy. So I went with negative.
You know what? Give us the negatives.
Negative reviews. Let me scroll down.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
David Nusser of Real Film Reviews. Sporadically watchable, yet mostly underwhelming. Maddie Lucas from The Front Row.
Ah, my guy Maddie.
As aggressively ugly in spirit as it is visually, Predator 2 seemingly took everything good about the original Predator and chucked it out the window.
Aggressively ugly in spirit.
Sean Monroe of Flickering Myth. A bold attempt to expand its predecessor's mythos, though fundamentally hamstrung by a schizophrenic tone and Hopkins' dull direction. Peter Canavesi of Groucho Reviews.
Shit.
I was waiting for you, Amin.
No, I'm thinking, what's the name? Bobby Cannavesi?
Cannibale.
Oh, my fault. I've done this before, haven't I?
Yeah, you fucked it up every time.
Mm-hmm.
Undeniably bad, but sort of a nice try. Nick Shager of Lessons of Darkness.
Shagermeister.
Half as taut and twice as dumb.
Spell taut.
John J. Puccio of Movie Metropolis.
Pooch.
Oh, man.
John J. Puccio. He walks his dog, and then he waltzes away with my drugs.
Shake that poochie.
Oh.
Whoa.
Bullets fly, sharp, pointy objects are hurled, body parts sail in all directions, and Glover blunders from one ridiculous situation to another. Rob Thomas of Capital Times, Madison, Wisconsin.
Or else forget about it.
One of those sequels that not only is bad on its own, but makes you think twice about enjoying the original.
Zach, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I watched the original first, but I still enjoyed the original as a file, man. Big time file.
Mm-hmm.
Roger Ebert of Chicago Sun-Times. Since the Predator is imaginary, but the people who made this film are not, Predator 2 speaks sadly of their own lack of curiosity and imagination. And then one user review. User Strummer R, half star out of 5. Fuck this movie with everything that can fuck.
He's like the battleship, and he's just unloading everything that can fuck into the water. Let's blow these aliens out of here.
Positive reviews.
Hey, John, that's weird. That glass looks half full to me.
Wow. Now that you mention it, it is half full.
Mike Massey of Gone with the Twins. Fortunately, Alan Silvestri's sensational score is reused nicely, extending suspense and gravity to otherwise generic monster movie scenarios.
Didn't notice the score.
Alan Silvestri basically went to his Back to the Future file on his computer and then just copied and pasted.
Nah, but too many bongos in this one. Too many bongos.
Too many bongos.
Well, I mean, you've got Jamaicans. You gotta have bongos.
Whoa.
No, you gotta have bongos, but it's not cowbell. It's too many bongos, man.
Ian Nathan of Empire Magazine.
Nathan, for you.
We've got to do a podcast on The Rehearsal. I've watched it 3 times now. I'm dumbfounded every time I watch it. I cannot believe the psychotic nature.
Zach, who was the orange juice for? The orange juice, no pulp.
For him.
It's for him.
That's what he drinks.
And then he got her a rum and coke because he thought he'd get her a buzz.
It worked.
Did it?
He used that joke 1,000 times rehearsing and then didn't use it when they...
He messed it up.
He fucked it up.
That's what happens, when you get out of rehearsal and you go live, anything can happen, Zach.
That's how I feel about my negative reviews joke that I had about 5 minutes ago.
No, I still like it. Glass half negative kind of guy.
I've been rehearsing that for about a year since the last time I was on this show.
This conversation's going pretty well, right?
Okay.
I mean, do you think so? I don't know.
So far, so good.
I mean, we've been having fun.
Yeah.
I assume we've been sharing some laughs so far.
Yeah. Hope to continue that way.
So that's no accident. Everything that's happened so far today, I've rehearsed it dozens of times.
Given Arnold Schwarzenegger and director John McTiernan had declined to return, this sequel to their macho sci-fi Rumble in the Jungle is surprisingly good.
I agree with that.
Steve Newton of Georgia Strait.
Steve Newton.
Big Newton.
The apple drops on his head, and then he waltzes away with my drugs.
Rarely does a sequel outdo its predecessor in every way. Predator 2 is one of that rare breed.
Okay, that took it too far.
Yeah, I highly disagree.
Predator.
What?
Huh?
Caffeinated Clint of Movie Hole. A gritty, entertaining, and action-packed follow-up. Alex Sandell of Juicy Cerebellum. Entertaining and full of violence. Not even close to as good as the first, but well worth watching.
There you go.
Hey, if you say so.
Jeffrey M. Anderson of San Francisco Examiner.
Mr. Anderson.
Better than the first.
No.
Luke Y. Thompson of New Times gets a bad rap, but actually a pretty good sci-fi sequel.
No.
User Tom L, 4 out of 5 stars. A very underrated movie. Watch it again on its own and stop asking, where is Arnold?
More than that on the trivia. Very, very thick trivia.
User Mitchell W, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Probably the most underrated franchise sequel of all time.
Mm-mm.
So many quotable lines here. Danny Glover gives us a compelling protagonist.
Compelling, huh?
Most underrated franchise sequel of all time?
That's just bullshit talk. Underrated, so it can't be a good one, so it has to be a Cinephobe eligible sequel. And I don't even believe that, because Too Fast, Too Furious is eligible.
Horrible Bosses 2.
Horrible Bosses 2 is eligible.
User Alex R, 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Alex Rodriguez.
I guess everybody had their own idea of what Pred 2 should have been, so disappointment arose when the film failed to meet those expectations. Loosely based on the Dark Horse Predator comic, Pred 2 delivers enough action to keep you interested as the Pred hunts down drug kingpins and cops while some government black ops guys think they're trapping it. My only real gripe is that it was neither wanton nor gratuitous enough. Now we know what Pred is. The suspense of the original was never going to be replicated, so I kind of expected the gore to be ramped up to the max. I really wanted to find out how the actual F the Pred can skin several men in just a minute or two, and what he does with the skin. Both questions that remain to this day.
Douche. Stop saying the Pred, please. Just stop.
Douche or no douche.
More on the gore in the trivia. Also, Mr. Rodriguez, Jeter did it clean.
What? I don't believe that he did.
Skinning his opponents?
2 more. User Sean C, 3.5 out of 5.
Sean C. Billups.
The only sequel I actually like.
What?
Okay, buddy. Not even underrated sequel, just all sequels, huh?
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2.
Empire Strikes Back.
Blues Brothers 2000. I mean, come on now.
And then last one. User Jordan M, 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Jordan Marmar.
Jordan Michael.
I think this turned out better than it would have if Schwarzenegger had returned to star in it. Making it sort of like an anthology series of people who survived the Predator hunting them was an excellent idea and almost elevates the franchise to one whose main theme is the triumph of the human spirit, despite all the movie's runtime being used to distract you from that fact. They should have named this one Shaft Meets the Predator, though.
Whoa.
What the fuck? What? What are you talking about? Where's Richard Roundtree? Slap you in the face.
I can't lie. I kind of wish that existed so we could do it on this show.
Shaft meets the Predator file.
Whoa, Maze. You just assuming that shit would be under 40%?
I mean, it's called Shaft versus the Predator.
Shaft goes to Africa against the Predator.
No, it's Shaft meets the Predator, okay? We don't know that they're going to fight. They might team up.
Oh, they just hang out. Okay, they're not fighting.
Yeah, they might go to a strip club. We don't know.
At a cocktail party.
Yeah, we might get a cup of coffee together.
I'd watch that movie too, dude.
It might be My Dinner with Andre, only it's Shaft and the Predator. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Tuesdays with Maury, yeah.
Want some candy?
Easy, man.
Whoa.
Listener, what's up? Zach Harper, coming to you live from Just Making My Picks on Prize Picks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. For my money and your money, the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. Again, that's daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of players, including like pros and sharks, those people that really try to game the system and screw you over, you just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Basketball's here, right? So check this out. This is the cool thing that I love from Prize Picks. You can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports and leagues. So if you want to do like more Patrick Mahomes yards and less James Harden points, you can do that. You can do that combination. You can do any combination that they have on there. You just go to the Specials League. You want to play alongside people. Maybe you don't want to go it alone. Maybe you want to play alongside people. You can go to, I don't know, Meek Mill, Andrew Schultz. You find them in the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. And best of all, Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have the player who exits the game in the first half and does not return the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks, the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So I'll tell you what you do. You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use the promo code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Let me say that again for you. You go to prizepicks.com/ding. You use the code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100 from our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Amin, what's your first note?
Whoa, the future. Then I asked, what were you guys doing in 1997?
I was watching the Marlins win the World Series in 1997.
Zach?
I was watching the Braves get cheated out of the World Series. Also, I was a sophomore in high school.
Maze?
1997, that's second or third grade. I'm probably playing a lot of Oregon Trail.
Maze, what's your first note?
Heat Waves position.
Roy, do you have a first note?
Yeah, 20th Century Fox fanfare, which brings me to say that was a good job on that new open you made there, Maze. That was pretty good.
Well, thank you, Roy.
I get excited whenever we have a new open.
Absolutely.
Because it gives a chance to bring back a bunch of new memories, right? Like I smile every time I hear Jack Black go, "Shipping, yeah."
Can you bring back new memories?
Yes. Like memories that are newer than the older ones.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Can you bring back new memories?
You're brand new here. We're bringing you back.
Man.
My first note, film noir off the rip. They made us think we were back in the jungle with some animal noises and the foliage. And then we go over the hill and we're in LA.
But Zach, we are in the jungle.
Racist.
1997, they thought 7 years from now, this is going to be a real shithole that is just war-torn and too hot.
Well, they're right about it being too hot, though.
And it being a shithole. Man, LA right now is crazy. It may not be as crazy as this, but...
You are not here. What are you talking about?
Dude, everyone I talk to lives in LA, other than the people who live in the valley with the fever. They all say that LA has become horrible. Like I was talking to A former NBA player who lives in the LA area said one of the things that these criminals like to do is they'll put the AirTag, you know those Apple AirTags?
Mm-hmm.
Follow wealthy women, and they judge them by if they're driving like a G-Wagon or something, to Whole Foods. And when they go in the supermarket, they'll put the AirTag on the car, then they'll follow them back to their house, and then they do straight up armed robbery, man.
Do you think that's an LA specific thing, or that's just a technology thing?
That is an LA specific thing, because that's not the first time I've heard about all these armed robberies happening.
You seem oddly informed on how these robberies are happening.
I talk to people.
I, as someone who lives in LA, haven't heard of them, but you apparently have all the details.
Because you stay holed up in your COVID den.
I have COVID. I don't go around passing it off to people, Amin. I'm not trying to get everybody in on the fun, all right?
Maybe you should invest in the cure, which is inside me. Hashtag the cure is inside me.
Nah, there's no money in the cure. You know that.
I really, really, really want this bit to end. Cross-pod bit.
Maze, why do you want it to end? Is it because it's not funny?
I just don't like the way it sounds coming out of Amin's mouth at all.
Yeah.
You like it the way it comes inside.
He said it to me a lot. He really wants me to get the cure out of him.
How are you going to do that exactly, Zach?
I guess I got to suck him off. I don't know what the...
Whoa! Oh, Jesus.
Wow, that's a lot of semen you got there, Cartman. Yeah, I bought all that I could at this bank, and then I got the rest from this guy Ralph in an alley. That's cool. Yeah, and the sweet thing is, the stupid asshole didn't even charge me money for it. He just made me close my eyes and suck it out of a hose. Close your eyes and suck it out of a hose? Suck it out of a hose, yeah.
Predator vision, guys.
Let me ask a question here. Is the Predator flying? It looks like he's traveling like a helicopter.
I think the Predator's just like Batman, where he just goes rooftop to rooftop.
Roy's referring to the Predator vision doing a drone shot from the jungle all the way up, flying up high above the city of Los Angeles. But Roy, I would submit to you, he's in the spaceship that Zach waited 2.5 hours for.
We hear gunshots. We hear someone say it's 109. We hear Spanish. We hear a woman screaming. We go from Predator vision to real time as a bunch of guys are shooting at a helicopter, and there's been an explosion, and there are SWAT team members and motorcycle cops, and I really don't know what's going on. Thankfully, we have some newscast position.
Thank God.
Live on the scene.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, man. It's stupid. Not on this earth would real news crews be 5 feet from a gunfight.
Well, 1997.
This is 1990s, 1997. Drought-ridden Los Angeles, agonizing heat. Drug lords wage bloody warfare in the streets. And then she has to duck literal bullets. Oh, fuck! Get me out of this shit!
Don't worry, guys. We got a different reporter. We're in a war zone, Dave. 2 motorcycle officers horribly wounded in a deadly crossfire. The police seemingly unable to rescue them in spite of several desperate, heroic attempts. It's completely out of control down here.
Conchita is shooting Kurt Russell's gun from Tango and Cash.
They all have it. They all have Gabriel Cash's pistol.
This is where I said that the wardrobe in this movie is awful.
Oh, it's so bad.
The fashion sense was not there. It was terrible. Terrible.
Roy, I hesitate to beat this to death already, but it is 1990s version of 1997. I cannot stress that enough.
It might be 1980s version of 1997.
Yeah.
Considering this came out in 90.
I like the idea that their concept of where fashion's going to be in 1997 is 1957. I just really enjoyed that.
Danny Glover, for someone who is living in 110-degree Los Angeles, is dressed like an insane person throughout the entire movie.
Layers.
Yes, absolutely.
At one point, he has a giant tweed blazer.
Forget it, Zach. It's Predator 2.
This shootout is ridiculous.
Shout out to my guy, 10-timer Henry Kingy. He is ass off.
Which one is Henry Kingy?
He's El Scorpio. He's the guy with the 2 Uzis.
Oh.
He was akimbo with those Uzis.
Uzis akimbo.
Akimbo slice?
Rear view mirror, jumbo dice.
Oh, you mean the man with his ass off as he pumps the Uzis alternately. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So many people gathered right on the other side of the gunfire, just standing and watching.
Yeah.
It's like the Drew League.
This cantina owner might be ass off.
Clip it.
Everything I own, they shut up the people. My microwave, my steamer, my grill. You fucking fake
My microwave. Cops with big metal shields come out and a drug lord has a grenade launcher. Jesus Christ. He blows up a car. They go flying. The car flips about 10 times in the air.
That slow motion was unacceptable. It was entirely too long, that slow motion.
No, come on.
It was 45 seconds, Amin.
Roy, this is 1980s era action movie. That has to be in slow motion. by law.
The Scorpions are celebrating and dancing. They're yelling, fuck you, like they just won. And then my guy, Tony Pope, checks in.
Oh, boy. The hardcore special report with Tony Pope.
File.
Tony Pope, live with Hardcore. I've seen it in your face. It's like Dante's hell down here. Smoke, fire, oppressive heat, as Colombian and Jamaican drug fiends once again transform the streets of L.A. into a slaughterhouse. Who the hell's in charge down here? The cops? They're outmanned, outgunned, and incompetent. Mr. Mayor, on vacation in your home in Lake Tahoe, get off your butt, get down here, and declare martial law!
Okay, Amin, Zach, you guys can only choose one. Tony Pope's Hardcore or Mel Bachman's Journal?
This is tough.
Shows within a movie.
Tony Pope knew what he was doing, okay? Mel Bachman was feeling it out, right? He's trying to figure out how to do this, and the whole time Eddie Murphy is just bringing it back to like, look, I'm trying to look for this kid. And Mel Bachman, he's a man of the people. Tony Pope is the people. Okay, Tony Pope is out there giving the hard-hitting reports. He's taking shots at the mayor.
Oh, the mayor.
He's nonstop. I want to know what channel he's on.
It's hardcore. It's like hard copy, so it's syndicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Mel Bachman sits in the quiet solitude and sanctity of his studio. He's safe, he's comfortable, he's clearly air-conditioned.
And then he waltzes away with your drugs? Is that where that's going?
Tony Pope is out here, boots on the ground, in the middle of a war zone. He'll go wherever the story is. He doesn't have any regard for his own personal safety, only that we, the people, remain informed. I'm going hardcore over the Mel Bachman hour every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, spoiler alert, Tony Pope gets into crime scenes.
Oh, he's everywhere, man. He reminds me of Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler.
Oh, yeah.
Crossed with Tony Medley.
Oh, yeah. No.
I will sprinkle a dash of J. Jonah Jameson as well.
I'm with that.
The way he's shitting on the mayor for being on his vacation home on Lake Tahoe, and he keeps bringing it up throughout the movie. I appreciated that.
Guess who never shows up? The mayor.
Just then, Danny Glover drives up recklessly, bashes through a van, and he works his way up to his cop friends behind another van.
The way that Danny Glover runs from cover to cover is just ridiculous. It just looks stupid.
He clearly did not learn any training from the Lethal Weapon franchise of how someone should move in a situation like that. Because I've got to note at one point, he clears corners like he's chopping wood.
You don't even do that in Call of Duty, man.
No.
That'll get you killed.
Detective Lubin has a hat, shades, necklace combination.
Circular glasses.
That is the peak of fashion in future 1997.
He's a Kangol hat. He's got this weird fucking necklace that I did not realize was going to come back to us at some point.
Future callback.
Yeah.
Very important.
Motorists drive right into the middle of a drug stakeout. 10 Colombians and Scorpios told them to fuck off.
Colombian and Jamaican drug fiends is how Tony Pope calls them. And I said that might be a little problematic.
You don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Don't keep me in suspense, Danny boy.
They're trying to get inside their headquarters. We're keeping them pinned down. But those officers are bleeding to death. Fuck. They're dying, man.
Pass on.
Oh, damn.
No, she's pretty bad at it.
No.
But she is pretty, though.
She brings it back. She brings it back.
This is not a good debut for her, though, in this movie.
You know who else Danny Glover went right into? The captain from Lethal Weapon.
That's right. His boss in 2 movies.
There's a lot of exposition under fire here as they're all huddled by the car. But throughout it all, Danny Glover, ass off.
Man.
The Special Weapons Force still tied up with a shootout in San Pedro. They're getting their ass kicked by the Jamaicans. Shot down one of the choppers. Says, I'm going to go have a chat with these assholes. When I give the signal, give me some cover. Then he never gives a signal.
Nope. They just shoot the entire time. Is Lubin trying to put a bulletproof vest on a window? Yep, he sure is.
He sure is.
On both of them, yeah.
And then it gives up halfway through and takes it off and throws it back into the car.
And waltzes away with your drugs.
But they're there in a minute.
Glover goes to his trunk for more guns. It's a bunch of pistols. He says too small, so he grabs a single shotgun to take down 10 drug lords.
A sawed-off shotgun that just happens to be attached to the roof of the trunk.
Right. I do like that move.
That's police issue, isn't it?
No, I don't think.
No?
I don't think it is. Gets in his car, goes in reverse,
knocks off the door, and then drives forward while leaning out the removed door of his car.
I mean, my note here was, what the fuck is happening?
I thought he was going to crash the car into him and then dive out of the car before that happens.
Nope. He's leaning out, steering with his right hand. His right foot is on the pedal. His left hand is holding a gun, and he's blasting at these guys. And I said, Golden Dumpster nominee.
Oh, look, we have to record what the nominees are, but Tony Pope is getting Golden Dumpster.
Oh, my God.
We'll see.
That's interesting, man.
The Hardcore Report is getting Golden Dumpster. Lock me in.
That's fucking interesting.
The Tokyo drifts the car in front of where the drug dealers are.
Predator vision from above.
The windows have bulletproof vests on. The Predator's watching all this happen. He yells for everybody to join him. The cops come and grab the officers who were down. The drug lords shoot and escape into the building, except for one guy who dies with his ass off. And then they run into a fucking armory.
Guns. Lots of guns.
A guy opens up a briefcase, takes a fistful of cocaine, snorts it, and then shoves it into his shoulder wound. And I said, file.
Same note too. What was the movie where that happened? Where someone grabs a fistful of cocaine, just smashes it into their face. I want to say it was the one with Michael Biehn in it, right?
He takes a big snort in Deadfall, yeah.
You thinking of when we did The Departed and he grabs a fistful of cocaine and just throws it at his wife?
I mean, we did do it. That does count.
Glover yells, "Hey, assholes," to get the attention of 4 drug lords outside and kills them all with a single shotgun.
That doesn't make any sense. Not the portion of him killing them with a single shotgun. That's ridiculous on itself. Why do you need to yell?
Why get their attention, Roy?
You got the drop on him. Just kill him.
Guys, you don't know anything about police procedure, do you? You know how much paperwork you have to have if you're shooting suspects in the back? No. Turn around, shoot in the front. Now it's self-defense.
You have 1997 LAPD doing paperwork for people they shot?
I mean, this is a war zone.
You idiot.
It's a war zone. They're shooting. They shooting.
Hey, future callback. Watch what happens to our friend Danny Glover because of his cowboy tactics that he's done in the past. Also, Danny Glover, the sweatiest movie star in history.
Oh my God.
If I say Danny Glover, I put Danny Glover up as the sweatiest movie star in history. Who do you put up against him?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I mean, JCVD is pretty sweaty.
The only one I could think of was Stallone.
Oh, Stallone's super sweaty.
The Rambo movies, I imagine he's sweaty the entire time.
Here's the difference. And this might be a movie-making point. Stallone is sweaty in the face, around the hair, for sure. A lot, all the time. But Glover's sweatiness manifests itself in his attire. You see the sweat marks in his chest, in his armpits, on his back. I submit to you, Danny Glover, full sweat. Stallone, face sweat.
Carl Weathers, very sweaty.
No, cool as a cucumber.
I submit to you, Amin, sweating is a horseman.
Ooh.
I'll take it.
I think that he was sweating so much during the filming of this movie that they added in well, LA is just really hot right now. It's 1997. It's war torn. We've got to have this built in.
Well, let's not forget that Bruce Willis's undershirt changed colors in Die Hard. It went from white to brown.
But he's just dirty, though.
I think he's the dirtiest.
That was a combination.
There's some sweat. There's a lot of sweat that gets in there, too.
Yeah.
And blood.
Oh, that's from his feet in that one, though.
Conchita jogging up while trying to reload her gun. Ass on.
Surround the building, hold down the perimeter, and wait. Wait for what? I don't know. Some bullshit special unit, the feds, the DEA.
God damn it, Dutch.
If we let those bastards get dug in now, we'll have to level the building to get them out.
A man just snorted so much cocaine, he has a cocaine goatee.
He does his cocaine out of a gold scorpion, and he grows intensely.
He is a coke tea.
El Scorpio is ready.
Something just did not seem right about that. It just seemed like, white writers seem racist.
You don't say, Roy.
You have a Colombian man taking cocaine out of a gold hand grenade, and then his eyes opening wide and trembling, and before saying, El Scorpio is ready. You find that racist, huh?
I see your point.
Roy, if he had been named anything other than El Scorpio, I would agree with you. But the fact that he's named El Scorpio, I cannot call this racism.
And he's ready.
Please don't do the voice.
I mean, if his name was Julio Vargas, would you...
Julio Vargas, I'm like, yo, this is fucking racist. But if they said Julio El Scorpio Vargas, I'm like, you know what? Maybe. I can see it. All right, now the glass from the skylight above crashes down. We don't see anybody Explosion goes out of the top window. Glover wants to know if any other people are already in there. Starts to run in. Lieutenant, can't let you do that. Heineman's on his way.
Heineman can kiss my sweet ass.
Kiss my sweet ass? Seriously?
Absolutely.
As opposed to sour?
Ew.
Well, it doesn't make sense because of how sweaty he is.
Maybe he meant to say sweat ass and it was a typo in the script.
Sweaty ass, yeah. Swamp.
Every time I see my man Ruben with the Kangol, I laugh.
Ruben?
The idea that he's not going to let go of this Kangol no matter what. Like, I'm going to bust down this crime scene. I'm going to look good doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I got my necklace. I got my circular sunglasses. I got my Kangol. I have a jacket that's 4 sizes too big. I'm ready to go. They follow him in. They bust through a door, and it's a bunch of seamstresses.
It's a sweatshop.
Go to the next door, and a drug lord busts out shooting at the room.
Uzi's akimbo.
And shoots at them.
A Scorpio.
Then runs up the stairs.
Akimbo.
Goes to the roof, covered in blood. Predator's watching. Danny Glover is horrible at clearing quarters. This is where I notice he looks like he's chopping wood with his gun.
Is it me or did the Predator sound like he had a cold?
He's got COVID.
He's got the vid.
Yeah, the Predator sounds like my dog the whole time. He sounds like a flat-faced dog.
El Scorpio comes out onto the roof, and I realize he's got leather pants on. In this heat wave?
This heat wave with that kind of action.
Chafing. Yeah.
El Scorpio gets on the ledge. Danny tells him to freeze. You can walk down or you can fly. It's your choice. He goes to shoot at the Predator, who is in his clear camo.
He's trembling, and he's looking side to side, looking for the invisible Predator. And this is the point where I wrote, damn, it's going to be a tough competition for ass off because this dude right here is doing the damn thing.
Henry Kingy crushed it. We've also got an ass off in Tony Pope and Danny Glover already. It's the first 10 minutes.
Yes, already in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Danny starts shooting at El Scorpio. He flies off the building to the ground. He landed on a taco truck table.
No, he landed perfectly on that taco truck table.
It didn't break at all.
It was to set up a joke in about a minute.
Yeah.
How strong is that table?
Danny says, damn, it's hot. Then he sees the Predator in clear form. Predator goes away. Must be losing it. He's scared of being on the roof. Tells him to search the building. All the bad guys are torn apart. Chest cavities ripped open. Blood everywhere. What happened to El Scorpio?
He's outside having lunch. Banter?
I'll give you banter on this.
Okay.
The hell is this? They've been cut to pieces. Must be the Jamaicans. Their style. But where the hell they go? Their style?
He said it so fast. There was no gap. Instantly, as soon as Jamaicans was said, their style.
Do Jamaicans cut people up?
With machetes?
I don't remember that in Belly.
Hey, man, these voodoo Jamaicans, you know what I'm saying? In 1997?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Jamaican voodoo posse.
Predator hears things in a not the whole thing filter. He hears, oh, daddy boy.
The Danny boys are Danny boys.
And it's confusing to me because in my notes, I have it as Danny Glover.
Yeah.
But Lou Ben is also Danny.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help me out at all.
Yeah, that's why I just kept referring to Danny Glover as Glover.
Me too.
They really overused that voice modulation thing.
You don't say, Roy.
They didn't do it that much in the original Predator.
They had to add new stuff because they're learning.
Ah, yeah.
Officer Danny Boy hears a noise, goes into another bloody room, looks up, sees the clear Predator move on the roof. Then they see someone strung up by their ankles, 35 to 40 feet in the air. No rope, no ladder.
What the fuck is going on?
This is not good, Mike. Not good at all.
Heineman's downstairs. They leave, and the body gets pulled up. Robert Davi is Phil Heineman.
Big Johnson.
He's mad at Danny. Thought they had an understanding. Put my ass on the line to get you here. And all I expect is a little cooperation.
Yeah, he shifts gears quickly in that.
You were told this was a federal matter, yet you disobeyed a direct order to stay out of the building.
Don't let this get out, Phil, but it's a fucking war down here. Predator vision! You're a soldier and you take orders. Now don't push it. Danny tells Phil he's pushing pencils and kissing ass. And then a silver helicopter shows up. I don't roll over for anybody, especially the feds, without a goddamn good explanation.
God damn it, Dutch.
What other errands you have us running for the DA?
What other errands you have us running for the DA?
What's going on here, Heineman? Insubordination. Disregard for direct orders from a supervising advisor. Now get back to your cage at Alvarado.
Wow, that's terrible.
I'll show you insubordination, you son of a bitch.
He chases after him.
Double ass off for Danny Glover.
A double ass off.
With the confused look on his face as the feds roll in. He looks like Jack Palance saying, how many millions? How many millions?
Does he? Does he, or do you just want to do that impression again? Gary Busey's got a silver helicopter. All of his dudes have sunglasses. They look like a Harvard crew team running in there with their silver briefcases, led by Adam Baldwin.
Straight out of the Ivy League.
Guys, as Glover goes back to the precinct, it's time for another hardcore report.
Before that, there's Spanish rap music.
There's a line outside the precinct like it's a goddamn club.
Glover is dropped off by a police minivan, which 1997 was a hell of a time.
It sure was.
And that's where we see what Zach noticed earlier, which is the tweed jacket that he's holding over his shoulder.
It's 109 degrees. He's wearing tweed. Tony Pope's update. I have an update for you. Now get this. In the midst of a shootout, 5 members of one Colombian drug gang were apparently ambushed by their bloody rivals, the Jamaican Voodoo Posse, who escaped without a trace again.
All caps on that. The JVP.
This police station is absolute chaos.
Same note too, bro. Listen, lady, you got a backed up toilet. Call a plumber, not the cops.
This license expired. Bullshit, I paid that fee 6 months ago.
Fat Mr. T headbutts a cop.
That police station is actually worse than the one in the RoboCop.
Yeah, it's legitimately worse than the one in RoboCop.
And then we get Mr. Bill Paxton.
Holy shit, Bill Paxton.
In a mustard-colored suit.
Ass off.
Hacks off. Demoing his golf swing for a lady cop.
He's giving the same advice to the lady cop as Jay Billis gave to Mike Ryan. Keep that tee high.
No.
Just tee it high and let it fly.
Ow! That sounded perfect.
Paxton sees Danny and runs over. He gets stiff-armed. Hey, kid, just have a seat. I'll be right with you. Goes into the captain's office. He's watching a shelf with 4 tiny TVs above a computer.
A little TV bank action, boys. 20 CB.
Heineman's been up my ass so far, I won't be able to sit down for a week.
We're not winning this war. Much as it pisses you off, we're going to have to play the game on this one.
And effective immediately, they've got to follow directions of Special Agent Peter Keyes.
I got the keys.
What kind of name is Pilgrim?
It's Captain Pilgrim?
Captain Pilgrim says, you will extend him your full cooperation, which means you're cutting off my dick and shove it up my ass.
God damn it,
God
Dutch!
damn it, Mike.
The Pensacola shuttle, my hands are tied!
Busey is Agent Keyes, and he comes in the office. He apologizes for jurisdiction intrusion.
That was nice of him.
Sane Gary Busey with some exposition.
But they're attempting to prevent King Willie's voodoo gangs from taking over the West Coast. Can't tell them more because the deep cover ops wants to respect each other and act responsibly. Danny says, cooperation's my middle name.
That's when he polishes Pilgrim's nameplate.
Paxton again tries to introduce himself. Danny tells him to have a seat.
Who is this dude? Yeah, what an asshole.
King Willie must have brought in some outside talent because not one bullet wound in the massacre of the Colombians.
5 scorpions all got shish kebabbed. They didn't take any drugs or money. Shout out to Wayne Jenkins. Not my last Wayne Jenkins reference of the podcast.
Wayne Jenkins.
Same note too, bro.
Big fucking Wayne. Oh, Hendrix. I think I'm getting an erection, man. Big fucking Wayne!
Paxton is Jerry Lambert, the Lone Ranger from Rampart Station.
That's the Lone Ranger? I thought he was here to fix the air conditioning.
And he's trying to tell a story to Leona.
I said, lady, you are under arrest. And she said, why? I said, because your husband is dead. You killed him. And you know what she said without missing a beat?
No.
She said, I stabbed that son of a bitch plenty of times. He never died on me before.
Paxton maybe lock him up for ass off because he thinks he's putting the moves on Leona. And she goes and grabs his testicles. The look on his face is phenomenal.
You try that cowboy shit with me, fucker. You can kiss these goodbye.
Yeah, she's not having a good one.
God damn.
She's pretty though.
Yeah, please, Amin, say this one.
God damn, is that bitch on the rag or what?
Misogyny.
Danny's only going to give him the speech once, so pay attention.
Till now, it's all been fun and games, cops and robbers, Dunkin' Donuts. But you're in the shit now. Metro Command is a war zone.
Lieutenant, I paid my dues. I had to bust my ass to get my transfer.
And that scares the shit out of me, kid. No one requests to come down here unless they're looking for a reputation. There's no room for showboats or anyone looking to prove themselves. I won't stand for it. Now, don't get me wrong. We need good cops down here, and they say you're good at what you do. But the team comes first. You live by that, and you'll be okay. And we'll all be there for you. Remember, the door swings both ways. That's it. Hey, kid. Welcome to the war.
Suspenseful music, cut to shots of downtown LA at night, and we hear moaning.
Overacting, by the way.
Oh, we sure do. We zoom in on an office building that's apparently a penthouse that's not on the top floor, by the way.
Makes sense.
Jamaicans bust through the door as some woman is having sex with some guy, and they are raiding the place.
She's bouncing ferociously. We haven't seen someone whip their hair since Nomi and Showgirls.
At this point, Jamaican me crazy.
It's a palatial apartment with giant gold doors. We pan past a mask in the foreground, and there's a Bowflex machine in the back.
Bowflex, oh my god.
20
They start lighting candles, and the dude is hanging naked upside down, while a Jamaican with a skull helmet is holding the naked woman by the hair on her knees.
Now, Zach, I'm going to text you what he tells
the
guy. I want you to read this exactly as it's texted.
You trying to get Zach canceled and get him a Lewis Pinnock Award? What's happening here?
Oh, no.
They supercharges.
Oh, no.
Here's the Here's the oh my boy.
At least you tried.
He picks up a gold bowl with a blood brush and paints on his chest.
Ass on for the dude that's hanging upside down because he's terrible.
Yes.
What the fuck are you doing now, man? You're crazy! King Willie says, not only do I have to kill you, but I have to take your soul. Voodoo magic. Fucking voodoo magic, man. But you know what? I tell you what I believe. Shit happens.
He plunges a huge knife deep into his chest. Jamaican guy smoking a huge joint sees the predator laser sight and gets blasted by light.
They just randomly start shooting up the place. Then they all stop. Clear Predator has some kind of gold thing he's holding up, shoots a guy with a net that clings to a wall and cuts into his skin. Predator's taking them out one by one with different weapons. There's one guy left. He goes unclear, shoots the guy with some spikes.
You mean to tell me that none of those guys in there can see any of the inanimate metal objects floating in the air?
Well, to be fair, Roy, they're pretty high on weed.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I did think that was kind of interesting. The Predator is invisible, but his weapons aren't.
Exactly.
It's a bad design.
It's to show us the weapons.
Newscasts are there now. Cops show up. Paxton's telling Leota another story. Doctor says I need a semen, stool, and urine sample. I say, geez, Doc, I'm in a big hurry. Can I just leave my underwear? She has no reaction.
He's going to a crime scene with these jokes. I mean, come on, man.
His first with the squad.
Be serious.
Tony Pope runs up on Danny. Achtung, mein Kapitan.
Danny just blows right past Tony Pope. And then Paxton says PR's his specialty. And he intercepts Tony and keeps him from following Danny Glover.
Golden Dumpster, Paxton's specialties.
Cops tell Danny no one is going in the building. I'm sensing a trend here, guys. The feds are on the way, but Danny doesn't care. They're going in.
They bust in. All the Jamaicans are strung up by their ankles. Everybody's covered in blood and skinned.
Lots of Jamaican exposition here.
They're in the place of Ramon Vega.
Ramon Vega, the crack king of LA.
100 keys a week. And I wondered, is that a lot? If you're the crack king.
Well, a little bit of cocaine goes a long way when you're making crack.
It does, but I don't know why that just seemed low to me.
Because the JVP is holding it down in West LA, and that's why there's a turf battle. So it's really only half of the crack market.
That's why all of this takes place in downtown, Zach.
Yeah, you don't hear anything about this in Anaheim. I can tell you that right now.
Tim Salmon's not dealing with any of this.
We still haven't gotten to Orange County yet.
Nah, Jim Evans, he's not having this.
That's when Bill Paxton shifts into, I'm the new guy, so I need a lot of exposition role.
Gangsposition.
Why isn't he skinned? And who are these assholes? While Luben sees a weapon stuck in a vent, and Cheetah knows that it's a voodoo ritual. They took his heart out. What for? Terror tactics. Scare the shit out of their enemies. Who the hell is King Willie? King Willie, voodoo priest of the LA posses, ran the terror gangs for Edward Ciega in Jamaica till he got too powerful. Jamaican chiefs won't make a move without his approval. So what the fuck happened? Shit.
Man, I gotta answer every damn question you have, man. Read the file.
Yeah, read the file.
Busey and the boys come in with bright flashlights. Says you're walking on physical evidence. Get out. Busey wants to talk to Danny Glover.
After they find the naked woman who's still mumbling in Spanish, El diablo vino por ellos. The devil came for them. And Conchita doesn't understand what that means.
You say that persistence is one of your most outstanding qualities. He says, hey, look, I know this is your show, but you're not listening to me.
They keep cutting each other off. And then we get a racist comment.
You got a big nose. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Timeless.
That felt like the Dolby surround sound of Owen Wilson. Wow.
I felt uncomfortable just writing it down. All I'm doing is taking word for word notes, and I felt, I don't think I should write this out.
You're just quoting them.
Way more offensive than threatening to kill him, which he does immediately after. Next time you cross me, you're going to turn up missing. And then there's the cameraman in the corner. It's Tony Pope.
How the fuck did Tony Pope get in there?
It's a penthouse with an elevator that leads directly to the front door.
He climbed out the outside, guys.
He really is the Nightcrawler.
Busey has it taken away.
I got my rights. I'm a journalist. Harrigan.
Smells like a cover-up.
The press has a right to know.
Hero.
Who the hell are you, Keys? Last person in the world you want to fuck with.
No, I'm sorry. No. He asked him that. Then Adam Baldwin comes up saying, the last person in the world you want to fuck with. I didn't ask you a goddamn thing, man.
Adam Baldwin, look at me, Louie.
Look at me, Louie, and ass on at the same time. Maze, the last person in the world you want to fuck with. Ice Cube famously sampled that in his song, The Wrong Nigga to Fuck With.
Kentucky Fried Cracker. Mess with the cube, you get fucked quick, pig. Cause I'm the wrong nigga to fuck with.
Last person in the world you want to fuck with. Last person in the world you want to fuck with. Last person in the world you want to fuck with.
Also, Ice Cube had an album called The Predator. So Ice Cube's a big Predator fan.
This wasn't from The Predator. This was from
Predator 2.
Death Certificate.
Glover tells Paxton to impress him, take his bag of tricks, find out where they take the girl. Meet him later at Lasitas. Don't worry, Lieutenant. Surveillance is my specialty.
I had a problem with that. Him saying surveillance is my specialty while yelling.
He does shout surveillance is my specialty. You're right, Roy.
It's because his hubris is so robust, Roy.
Yes. A lot of hubris.
Glover doesn't believe their DEA. Wants to come back at 1, take a look with Danny Boy.
God damn it, Danny Boy!
God damn it, Dutch.
Predator's watching them.
Hey, wait for me. Danny boy, no hero stuff, understand? Dead boy.
There's a lot of bad ADR in this movie, by the way.
Lots of it. It's like they taped the whole thing over again.
Mm-hmm.
When Danny Glover tells Luben no hero stuff, he bought him a boat named Live Forever.
Yes, he did.
Watch your ass, Danny boy.
Paxton later tells Glover that the feds took the girl in a chopper. She never made it to the hospital. Busey and his butt boys were running the whole show.
Love that.
Son of a bitch.
Busey and the butt boys is a great term for those guys.
That's some nice 80s alternative rock right there.
Heavy D and the Fat Boys, Busey and the Butt Boys. Glover wants Paxton tailing Busey starting tomorrow. Might just get lucky.
Lieutenant!
Luck is my specialty.
Flips a coin, like Two-Face.
Then he eye fucks a woman on the dance floor.
She eye fucks him first while Woody Harrelson is oblivious.
He pops his head up like a groundhog on the prairie. And then, on his way over there, he's got serious police work to attend to. Come to Papa. He bumps into Conchita. Are your balls okay? Fine. How are yours?
Banter!
And he cuts into the dance and says, hey, this is my sister. And then goes, wait, you're not my sister. And then just starts dancing up on her. That was a funny move.
And Woody Harrelson just backs out.
Danny's just sitting there watching the footage, cursing under his breath to himself. Who you really chasing, Keys? Time to go to work. And this is when I put muttering under your breath as a horseman.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of that. A lot of under the breath muttering.
Cut to the crime scene. Danny Boy breaks into the penthouse elevator. Predator's watching him.
And he's very sweaty as well.
It's 109 degrees, I mean.
It's hot.
Broken glass everywhere.
People say, no, they don't care.
What?
That was fantastic.
Did you just mutter, if it ain't about a money puff, I just don't care?
I'm muttering under my breath. Horseman.
He sees that the weapon's still in the vent. He hears a noise. He turns his Kangol hat backwards and puts on mining equipment or something. He's got, what kind of fucking forehead flashlight does he have?
Engineer.
It's 1997.
He climbs a pillar in the room. I do not understand the layout of this building or the apartment.
Nope, not at all.
He's on the roof?
It's a loft.
He grabs the weapon from the vent and he hears Danny Boy. Grabs onto a clear arm of the Predator as he's about to fall down. It goes unclear. He lets go. He falls and the Predator grabs him by the foot and his stupid necklace falls to the ground.
And he starts talking a lot. throughout all of this. Like, oh no, oh God, oh.
Mother of God.
He's saying a lot of shit.
Please no.
We hear screams off camera. We get a few squirts of blood on the necklace, and the predator screams. Horror movie, guys.
Davi, Pilgrim, and Glover all meeting now. And Glover has quite the rap sheet.
Oh.
This is Wayne Jenkins' file right here. He really is Wayne Jenkins.
Violence prone, obsessive compulsive personality, history of excessive physical force incidents, aggression level 40% above average.
That sounds like a comp to me, I mean.
Yeah, I'm going to say 40% above average. Average what?
You know what else is very police-like? When his captain interrupts and says, what about the 10 commendations for valor and the best felony arrest record in the history of this department?
What aboutism?
Sounds like police union to me.
Danny Glover puts up stats. We need cops like Danny Glover out on these streets.
Because as long as we do that, as long as we produce, as long as we put those numbers up, they don't fucking give a shit about what we do. We literally can do whatever the fuck we want. You understand me? We own this city. We own it.
They were up to the chief. They charge him with Detective Archuleta's death and suspend him. This is in Davi's hands. John Wayne attitude and flagrant disregard for policy is going to end now.
Here he comes. Here comes John Wayne. I'm not gonna cry about my pa. I'm gonna build an airport. Put my name on it. Why, Michael? So you can fly away from your feelings. You can keep them bottled up, but they will come out, Michael. Sometimes in the most unexpected... Hey, where the are my hard-boiled eggs?
Captain says he's too close to this now. They'll find Danny's killer.
Captain, Danny and I came up together. 15 years on the fucking street. Whoever killed him is gonna pay. I'm gonna finish it.
Ass off.
Then Danny exits the room in a huff, sees Keys holding a conspicuous file.
He just fucking bolts after him.
Grabs him by the collar and shoves him against the wall. Clip it again.
Shit in. I don't give a fuck who you really are, what you want with this asshole. Because now it's personal, and he's a dead man.
The concept of what you're dealing with is way over your head. I'm warning you.
You don't know what you're dealing with, and I'm warning you. Stay the fuck out my way.
And he stares him down and he slaps his own extended hand. I love that move, man.
Right in his face.
Ass off.
You know what that tells me? That tells me that Danny Glover has done that to people before.
Yeah. We just heard about his rap sheet.
No, I mean in real life.
Oh,
Danny
in real
Glover
life.
in real life.
He definitely did this to Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon 3.
I mean, did you notice that Gary Busey has a little basketball Illuminati pin on his tie?
He does, right on the tie, yes.
I noticed that as well, yeah.
Menage a merch.
Baldwin offers to take care of him, but Busey says to let him go.
Ass on for Baldwin saying,
Yeah.
I'll take care of him.
He might be ass on for this whole movie. He's pretty terrible.
And he's consistent.
Stiff as a board.
And we're back! Tony Pope's position!
How did Tony Pope get his footage of the crime scene back
I don't know.
if they took his camera?
You don't question Tony Pope.
He also has a hardcore scorecard, 5 assorted drug trash, 1 good cop dead.
Bloodthirsty Colombian and Jamaican drug lords.
By the way, if you're wondering, the mayor's not even in the city.
Yes, the word is out. LA is up for grabs. The spoils of our once fine city going to the ruthless scum who can spread the most carnage and blood in our streets. Now he's starting to sound like Rorschach.
Oh, Watchmen, yeah.
Leona and Paxton are talking to Glover. It's not his personal war. Only way you survive is as a team. Door swings both ways.
This is the suit. This is the suit portion right here, yeah.
Glover is disheveled as fuck. His shirt isn't buttoned up to the top, even though his tie is completely tied.
His tie goes all the way down to his balls. Straight up.
The longest tie in the world. That oversized tweed blazer is insane for the summer.
It goes down to his knees.
He looks like fucking Drew Gooden on draft night. I don't understand how he's dressed.
Paxton looks like Marty McFly at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. What is this 1950s ass suit?
He's got a stupid little hat on.
My hat!
Paxton says Keys isn't looking for drug dealers, and he's pulled up these weird sensors all around town. They scrambled his scanners, lost him in the slaughterhouse district.
They had equipment I can't even begin to touch.
Glover wants to meet with King Willie.
All the cars in this scene, by the way, are from the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
They lost him this morning. It's like they just disappeared. The slaughterhouse district? Yeah, and in this heat, woo! I mean, BO and barbecue.
Cut to Keys directing his team from a production truck. There's a ton of jargon being thrown around.
Many small televisions. Is every television in 1990s, 1997 7 inches?
Yeah.
Is that the max?
The resolution was 24p.
Oh, pixelated.
Cut to the coroner's office.
Your friend's death was the result of a massive intrusion in the chest cavity by an edged weapon that nearly cleaved the heart in two. Death was instantaneous. He was boned like a fish. I've never seen anything like this.
I give it an A. And she's a Lewis Pinnock nominee for now.
No, yep, that's the first one.
Short-lived reign.
For now.
I said, ma'am, I assure you his death was not instantaneous. We heard him crying like a bitch.
He talked.
No, mother of God. That's not instantaneous.
Feds have cut her and her team out. Glover has the weapon from the vent. Almost no weight to it, but it cuts like steel.
This sounds like a QVC segment for a new kitchen knife.
Yep, the Hashitashi.
Doesn't correspond to anything on the periodic table. What is that thing? I don't know, but you don't buy it at a hardware store. Banter!
A zebra-topped gold Cadillac pulls up, billowing smoke. Paxton whips out his gun, but Danny stops him. Easy, Paxton.
Racist writing.
I think this is where we need to examine Roy's question from the chat earlier before we started recording.
Please read the question for the audience.
You think the writers confused Jamaicans with Haitians, or they just decide to lump every West Indies black person in a neat voodoo package? It's a great question. I wondered the same stuff myself. Admittedly, despite watching Belly so many times, I don't know enough about the Jamaican culture to know if any of this is accurate. I just know it doesn't feel accurate.
I'm going to tell you what part's not accurate. The car that they would pull up in would have a zebra print on the roof. That the car would pull up and just smoke is billowing out the car. That they're blasting the most generic reggae music ever. And after he gets in the car with everyone wearing a ridiculous hat, shout out to Half Baked. If I weren't from Jamaica, why would I be wearing this hat? As the car is about to pull off, you hear, "You want some ganja, man?" And I wrote, "No, you want golden dumpster, man."
To get to the core of what Roy's really asking is the voodoo element of it, which is not Jamaican and very distinctly Haitian. And so, Roy, I think it's the latter. I think they just said, there's no difference.
There's no difference. Exactly. They lumped them up in a nice, big, fat, stereotypical UPS package full of racism.
Perhaps a nice, big, fat spliff of racism. Eman.
Predator chilling on a gargoyle in front of a projector, mimicking the laugh. We get suspenseful music. He turns the other direction. He zooms in on Paxton and starts mimicking.
Door swings both ways, my ass.
Glover gets out of the car in an alley. Tells him to cut down on the smoke.
He would be so fucking baked right now if he got into a hot boxed Cadillac for 15 minutes and he's never smoked weed.
Secondhand smoke.
That's when King Willie walks out.
King Willie emerges from behind a golden dumpster. Smoke hisses out. He's got a white snakehead cane and he will not look in Danny's direction.
They say you won't talk to me. They say you offering me favors. Tell me why, Babylon, Mr. Policeman.
I want some information.
Information? About the one that's doing all the killing, Aya.
He killed your people. Now mine.
This guy playing King Willie isn't Jamaican. He's actually Bahamian. He's wearing a dreadlock wig.
You don't say, Roy.
Calvin Lockhart, he was great in all the blaxploitation films that you mentioned earlier, but he was not great here.
Is he wearing an Africa breastplate?
He's got a gold plate in the shape of Africa on his chest.
There's a lot happening, guys. I agree.
Racism. And that's what's happening.
And then he jumps the coroner and wrests away that Lewis Pinnock award from her.
Snatches that shit.
Immediately.
My people don't give a damn diddly what flag fly over Hawaii.
And then clip this whole fucking thing, especially the Cobra formula.
I don't know who he is, but I know where he is. The other side.
What are you talking about?
The spirit world, man. You see, It's always the same.
He drops chicken bones on a trash can at one point.
There's no stopping what can't be stopped. No killing what can't be killed. Hey, make sense, man. This thing that's killing your people and mine is from the other side. I can feel him all around. You can't see the eyes of the demon until him come calling. This is Dreadman. Truly dread.
At one point, he's lifting up the snakehead cane and staring into its eyes, and then he says it's time for Danny to go. Bye.
See you later.
Something falls from the roof. Willie sees it. Predator drops down. We see footsteps with the clear camo.
It drops down with, I believe, Jaguar sound effect.
Yeah. It sounded a lot like Anaconda.
Jaguar.
It sounded a lot like that.
Like the stuffed panther from the opening.
Yeah, the one that got taken from behind and looked like it was getting fucked. Yeah, that one.
You ready to be fucked, man?
Yo, someone tweeted me the screenshot.
Same.
It looks so surprised.
There's the funny shot where we see footprint splashes, but no body and no camo predator. They're just dropping shit into the water.
Yeah.
And then the cloaked predator's walking up. There's surges of electricity because as we're learning, water fucks up his cloaking abilities.
We cut to Willie's head screaming as it's revealed it's no longer attached to the body.
That was great.
Predator's just walking away with it like he's fucking Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
That's how it's done. Gallo Walkers.
File.
Phobe.
The Predator, by the way, thick with 2 C's, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Kevin Peter Hall, man.
We see a predator hand grinding bones with a hammer of some kind, then uses a hose to suck all the tissue and blood off. Suction.
All the brain out.
Finally, he's polishing the skull bone. You must be out of your skull bone, and holds it up and places it on a trophy rack.
Cut to Tony Pope with the hardcore report.
This is Tony Pope, live from L.A., the city of fear. The psycho-vigilante killer continues his daily diet for murder. Bodies strung out, bodies with the skins ripped off, the hearts torn from the cadavers. And just recently, King Willie, the drug lord, the vicious drug lord, found in an alley just around the corner with his head cut off and his spinal column torn from the body, a fitting demise to the Prince of Powder.
Add that to fucking Apollo Creed's nicknames. The Count of Monte Fisto. The Prince of Powder. King Willie.
Conchita tells Danny that the killer is playing with him. Paxton chimes in, there's definitely something slippery about our brother Keys. PhD, physical sciences, Cornell, right out of college. He went to the Strategic Defense Institute. For some reason, Danny is distracted by 2 white women getting sprayed with a fire hydrant.
Same. I was too.
Ass off for these hoes splashing in the water in the background.
Wait, ass off or zero cheeks?
Ooh.
Ass off. I believed it.
And you felt the need to call them hoes?
He's a captain in Air Force intelligence. Conchita rips off a couple cliches. It's a dead end. He's way out of our league.
Coroner says that the feds erased everything from the file except traces of cattle blood and steroids from the slaughterhouse.
Phone booth, 20th century, bitch.
You did not notice when he rhymed, right?
He rhymed?
Yes, he rhymed. I don't care how big this is or who's involved.
Oh, yeah.
This guy killed Danny, and he's going to fall.
Oh, yeah. He did do a little Muhammad Ali right there.
Yes, he did.
Prince of Powder. Count of Monte Fisto.
For foreshadowing reasons, Danny walks by a taxidermist place right as they're wheeling a stuffed bear into Brad Wesley's game room.
Got to the cemetery. Parents just leave a kid with a toy gun by himself in the car.
Oh.
Yeah, that was dumb.
20th century, bitch, leaving your 6-year-old in the car by himself.
No. That's called Two Americas. That's what that's called.
Take that, you scum-sucking dog.
Kid gets out. He pretends to shoot things. Then the predator's in the tree. Clear camo, pointing the sights at the kid. Kid offers him some candy. Easy, Maze.
Hold on. It scans him, but then it puts the sights on, and then slowly the sight gets lower and lower.
Well, it does an ocular pat down.
And now it's become a sexual predator.
All right, the parents call the dumb kid back. He says he just saw a ghost as the predator mimics.
Want some candy?
Danny is so fucking sweaty right now.
I'm so sweaty right now.
Danny Glover also puts his badge on the gravesite. That cannot be protocol.
A badge with a photo of the 2 of them.
Photos in your wallet. 20 CB.
Wearing that silly ass hat.
My hat!
Take off that stupid ass hat.
No sex in the champagne room.
As Glover walks back, he sees Danny Boy's necklace hanging, and he dramatically pulls out his gun and is clearing corners like he's chopping wood again. I don't know what the fuck this reaction is from Danny Glover.
This is so disorienting because he swings his gun, then the camera swings from his POV.
He grabs the necklace and is sweating like
sweaty.
Kevin Garnett in the playoffs. It is just fucking nuts.
A sultry, hot evening. All the windows closed. The heat turned up to about 82, so it gets sweaty and hot.
Cut to Bart! Bay Area Rapid Transit.
What?
And they call it the subway at rush hour. Why are two cops taking public transit to a crime?
Paxton sees himself on TV for a police brutality piece and says no autographs.
Hey, it's me. I look great.
No autographs, Pop. Pop.
There's a hottie on the train getting groped by Guns N' Roses. Or maybe the pirates from Hook, I'm not sure.
The gang asks a man for cash while holding an ice pick, and he pulls out a gun from his briefcase.
No. He says, no need for that. And then he pulls out the gun like the guy says, call an ambulance. But not for me.
But not for me.
I know how to use this thing. Fat guy whips out his gun. Bet mine is bigger than yours.
Okay, everybody, just take a deep breath. Loosen your sphincters. We don't need any rush hour Rambos there.
Tú también, motherfucking baby.
Then metal on the roof of the train crunches.
Why is the Predator there?
The Predator has somehow dropped down onto the roof of a train in a tunnel. Then he cuts through the ceiling. The power gets cut. We are cutting back and forth from strobe lights at a rave to Predator vision to strobe lights to Predator vision.
I went into epileptic shock during this scene.
And you know what was the most 20th century bitch moment of all, I mean?
What's that?
No warning at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That was such a lackluster cowbell. That didn't feel appropriate.
Yeah, that felt like he was just going through the motions there.
I wasn't trained for this.
Just so you know, we're still not on this fucking spaceship yet.
No.
Where did Bill Paxton get both a golf ball and a sword?
He did some sleight of hand.
I feel like it was something that was in the script that was cut out. Because there have been things that were cut out. The trivia, the very lengthy trivia, we'll get into that.
It had to be one of the gang members had a machete, right?
It must have been, yeah.
But the golf ball.
The golf ball, he throws it at him after he's out of bullets like he's Ryan Reynolds in Smoking Aces throwing the gun out the window of the hotel.
That's his lucky thing, right? He always had the golf ball. He had it since the police station.
Did he?
Didn't he?
Welcome to Cinephobe.
I don't remember that at all.
I got to admit to you guys that there was a half second where I thought that the golf ball was going to do something. I know it's stupid.
Wow. What movie were you watching?
But I just wondered why it was in the movie if they were just going to throw a golf ball at it.
That's his lucky charm.
You thought that the Predator's weakness was country club sports?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty racist. You know, anything's possible.
By the way, the subway scene was the best scene in the movie, and that's not saying much.
It actually might be.
It's impossible to tell what's happening other than people are dying. And we get Conchita with their full ass, Jerry!
Come on, motherfucker!
Want some candy?
Let's dance!
She pulls the emergency brakes finally after going up like 9 cars in that fucking subway.
Tony Pope is on TV yet again and the screen gets punched.
Everybody piles out of the train. She starts heading back towards the car where everything happens. She sees Paxton strung up with the others. As she walks out, the Predator grabs her, picks her off the ground, and then through Predator vision sees that she's pregnant.
Oh, he saw... I didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what did you think it was?
That's why he doesn't kill her?
You didn't see the fetus?
There's a fetus inside her.
Listen, I know Roe versus Wade got overturned and everything, but you didn't happen to notice that?
It is 1997.
This Predator is pro-life.
Yes. Yes, he is.
He doesn't kill the innocent.
It's like the aliens in Battleship.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what that means? The Predator is Republican.
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that. That is,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Let's recap, Roy. It hunts for sport.
Yep.
For a while, it was exclusively going after minorities.
Yep.
Until it got bored.
Yep. He voted for Trump. Yeah. And he didn't have his voter registration taken away like us black people.
Glover gets back to the scene. He's trying to figure out what's happening.
He's muttering under his breath, God, not again.
She's alive, but she's in shock. They found Paxton's badge, 5 gangbangers and a bunch of commuters hit, all armed.
Get some pregnant exposition from Billy Sly Williams for me because I didn't notice that the Predator exposition that.
Glover goes walking down the tunnel. He sees the Predator rip the head and the spinal column out of Paxton's body and run off. He follows.
Repeat offender, Gallo Walkers.
He's in full clear camo running across the tops of cars, goes up a building. Tony Pope can't believe it.
Harrigan! More victims! More mutilations!
He says more mutilations like, hey, Mike, Marty Schottenheimer died.
And then Danny turns, says, fuck you, and punches him in the camera, the face. I couldn't tell.
Knocks his ass out, man.
I gotta tell you, like half of America in 1991 was all in that punch to the face of Martin Downey Jr. Half of America.
Which America was that, Roy?
The America that I'm a part of.
The good part.
Oh, okay.
6-year-old me was in that punch.
Not the Predator's America.
No, definitely not. That's Reagan's America. That was
Glover drives up a parking ramp into an alley looking for the Predator on the rooftops. As he's tracking him, a truck rams Glover's car, and it's Keys and his men.
Busey's Butt Boys.
They take him into the production truck.
Now the Predator is screeching and celebrating with his skull and spear in front of the giant clock of the Eastern Columbia building, and he gets struck by lightning.
This is the dumbest thing. There was no need to put in that movie him getting struck by lightning.
No. A couple of things. Number one, this Predator loves downtown LA.
Loves it.
It does not want to see the beach. It does not want to see the Hollywood Hills, just downtown. Second of all, Roy, I disagree. It needs to happen. It needs to get struck by lightning because how else is it going to get Marty back to 1985 without the 1.21 gigawatts?
That's a good point.
Great Scott!
Yeah, he has the flux capacitor in his mask there.
Keys tells him he doesn't know what he's dealing with, shows him on camera.
All of the Butt Boys are wearing Zoltan silver suits and hanging out in a truck lit by red darkroom lighting. Harrigan, don't you show up in the damnedest places. Pheromone signature, scent molecules.
Exposition.
Remember the first movie? It was 3 years ago, but 10 years ago in this timeline.
That explosion was big enough for 300 city blocks.
And then he gets horny for the technology.
Remarkable weaponry. That's right, Lieutenant. Otherworld life forms. Huh? A fucking alien.
A fucking alien. Do I have to spell this out for you?
Jargon out the window.
Welcome to a fucking alien month.
Iwo Jima, Cambodia, Beirut, drawn by heat and conflict. He's on safari. Lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my.
Trophies. That's the game, isn't it, Keys?
You're the lion. This is his jungle.
They talk about his cloaking. Astounding. Somehow able to bend light. Perfect camouflage. You admire the son of a bitch. Not for what he does, Lieutenant. For what he is. For what he can give us. A new era of scientific technology. I waited a lifetime for this, and I'm not going to miss the chance.
Tracked him on the roof. He's on the roof of the slaughterhouse.
Seems he has a taste for beef. I didn't think he was a vegetarian.
Banter!
Well, we've prepared a little trap for this Predator.
He said it.
He said the first one.
Their suits mask the heat, so they're invisible to his infrared. Ultraviolet lights, radio silence. They're tracking it right into their trap.
You're not going to kill this asshole. You're going to freeze him.
It stops. It senses them. It's crouching above, but it can't see them. Then it starts switching to different modes of vision.
You know, you flick through all the Instagram filters till you find the right one.
Infrared? 2 could play that game, bitch.
2 could play this game, you piece of shit. We get Glover trying to warn them, and it doesn't work. He does the weakest job of incapacitating these special forces agents.
The old hands up, I'm not going to do anything, and then punching the shit out of them.
He grabs the dude by the chin, who then starts to make choking noises. And then he slowly moves 2 of his fingers down to his throat, and that's enough to convince him to open the door. Baldwin says, "You'll ruin everything. Fuck yourself."
Glover goes out and starts gearing up like he's fucking Commando.
Guns. Lots of guns.
It takes him forever to gear up.
Yeah, everybody would have been dead by now.
Predator drops down, just starts demolishing everybody. He's just wrecking them, throwing them with his spear. He's the only one left.
He drops down, he pops up, then he drops down again, then he pops up again. Then his shoulder cannon pops up and he rocket launches into a guy with a huge tank. Turns on sprinklers. Keys takes his helmet off because he can't see, and back in mobile command, all the TVs are static, and Baldwin thinks they're all dead.
Glover blows a hole through the door.
Just in time to distract him away from Gary Busey.
You want me? Here I am. Kind of a callback to Schwarzenegger.
As Predator goes towards Danny, a bright light rocket shoots out of the back of his head, and then a camera zooms in on Gary's screaming face.
I was laughing my ass off when that happened. The stupid look on Gary Busey's face.
Oh, it's so good. My next note, Danny Glover is phenomenal in a downpour. Sprinklers, rain, whatever.
Sweat?
Not just his sweat.
I know. But I'm just saying, that's a downpour that's happened several times in this movie as well.
He's great in it. He breathes the right way. Obviously, the water is affecting him, but he's fighting through it. Danny Glover, elite at operating in a downpour.
The other thing I noticed was Danny Glover's pants are baggier than anything Manny Ramirez has ever worn in his career.
100%. 100%. They fire at each other. Glover takes off his vest, starts running through the carcasses. Glover lights him up with the shotgun. Some green cum-like substance comes oozing out of the Predator.
Feels like cum. Ew. Well, I dare anyone to touch it and tell me it doesn't feel like cum. May I? Yeah, that's cum. Well, it's green. It's not cum, but I'm saying it's a cum. It feels like cum.
The texture, the flavor, the color, the consistency.
It's very cum-like.
Sprinkler stops sprinkling. Danny pokes it in the titty with his gun.
Question, was everyone else just missing when they were shooting at it? Why is it his bullets?
Because he had a shotgun.
I guess the cloaking device also is a shield?
Well, wait a minute. I remember Predator, the original Predator, he was getting shot by the battalion or the platoon or whatever, and he ended up being bloodied. He had the cloak on.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah, Bill Duke had the minigun and shot him up. I guess it didn't happen here.
So I guess what we've demonstrated is there's a lot of consistency issues in the Predator universe.
Yes, continuity errors within the Predator universe here.
He tries taking the mask off. He sees how ugly the face is.
Mask on? Fuck it. Mask off.
You are one ugly mother. Motherfucker.
Flip it, Mace.
I like that.
No, wait a minute. No. I don't remember Predator recording anybody saying motherfucker.
It's learning, Roy.
So Roy, apparently, according to the trivia, whenever they go off into these hunting expeditions, they send data back to the mothership.
What?
And then all the other Predators can learn.
The learning machine in Battlefield Earth.
They have a hard drive? Really?
Yes.
No, Roy, they have the cloud.
Oh, they got a cloud, huh? They got a nice little server cloud.
Predator cloud. Throws Danny over his head. The helmet goes flying. He smashes Danny's gun on the ground, hisses and screams at him. He's still got his Predator vision without the helmet.
How is Keys alive?
Guess who's back?
Too late to go home now.
He sprays it with nitrogen right in the face.
Half a face burn.
And then the Predator emerges chugging liquid and says, antifreeze.
He tells Glover to get out of here. It's between Busey and the Predator.
The SS, I'm going to live forever.
The Predator throws a buzzsaw frisbee of death and cuts right through Busey.
Zach, this is the best use of a hubcap since Hurricane Heist.
Oh, file.
It chops Busey in half. The bottom half of him falls. Where's the top half?
Just floats.
Huh. It's weird that we don't see that. And now Danny's going to go scurry up a ladder. And then he's skulking around a roof as the fans spin and the steam hisses. Then he gets his big old pistol out. Slowly turns the corner. A bunch of pigeons scare him.
Birds. Damn birds.
So he's got a bird fear all of a sudden.
Yeah, fuck birds. I hate birds.
An hour and 20 minutes into this movie, he doesn't like birds.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Predator throws his spear at him. He misses. Glover grabs it, then tackles the Predator off the roof and lands on the ledge below.
He tackles him. He doesn't use the spear.
Yeah, he sure didn't.
Okay, pussy face. It's your move. Shit happens.
And speaking of which, there's a lot more close-ups on Predator's face than there was, obviously, in the first movie.
A ton of them.
I heard that the Predator wasn't happy about the lack of FaceTime it got in the first one. So
Like a pussy FaceTime?
its agent really negotiated for a lot more FaceTime.
Pussy FaceTime.
Sure did.
He lets go with one hand, a tap on his wrist rocket, and Danny goes for the hubcap. Predator started a countdown. We get a shot of the Predator's eyes bugging out, which was lovely.
Like the Panther.
Same note too, bro.
Danny slices his arm off using the conveniently placed finger holes on the hubcap. The Predator slides down the building like nails on a chalkboard. Eventually, he grabs a pipe and timbers his way into the neighboring building.
Danny's trying to crawl across the ledge. There are more birds. Tries to get down a drain pipe. His gun falls.
More birds. That's all I need is birds.
Predator has a first aid kit and a Bunsen burner.
It starts making crack. Everything about it looked like it was making crack. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it pours some blue liquid into a plate. It puts the mixture into the wound. It shrieks.
He had a first aid kit in the original movie as well. He just didn't have a crack station.
Well, now he's in L.A. I mean, Ramon Vega is the crack king of L.A. And
Yeah, exactly.
A crack station? Like an omelet station when you go to a resort?
Yeah, exactly.
I actually have a note here that calls it crystal blue persuasion. So maybe it was a little Walter White meth that he uses to cauterize his wound.
Old woman hears it in the bathroom. Glover jumps down to the pipe that the Predator used. It injects itself with some PCP or something. It goes punching through the doors. The woman is more scared when she sees Danny Glover than when she saw the alien.
Yep.
They were watching Jeopardy, by the way, and I have to say,
yes,
Alex Trebek, rest in power.
He says, "It's all right, I'm a cop." And she says, "I don't think he gives a shit."
Glover runs after it, chases to an elevator shaft.
Holy Moses, not again. Shit! Son of a bitch! Why can't this guy stay on the ground?
Drops down the shaft into a hole, and now he's in the spaceship.
I was like, what? You just jumped down an elevator shaft?
And then he catches himself in a hole in the bottom of the elevator shaft without rupturing both of his shoulders. Then the elevator's coming down. He's already below it, but he drops again. Drop zone.
He walks to the ship.
I did appreciate the incredibly descriptive detail on the walls of the ship. I thought that was cool.
Oh, look great.
The pulsating light behind it. I like that set.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder Zach thought it lasted for 7 hours.
Yeah, man. That's what stayed with me. He finds a trophy room of skulls. There's a dinosaur. There's a human. There's alien.
Oh, xenomorph.
All of a sudden, the net gets shot onto him, and he has the blade, so he cuts himself out. He attacks it. This is one of the worst hand-to-hand combat fights we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's bad.
He's sword fighting the Predator. Wolverine Claw versus Hubcap.
I also have Wolverine Claw as a note.
Same note too, bro.
I checked out.
Just when it's about to kill him, he stabs in the stomach with the blade.
Predator's shaking his dreads like E40 told him to.
That's right, asshole. Shit happens.
He yells and screams and he collapses like a concussed boxer. Shout out to my man in Snake Eyes taking the dive.
Go, Tyler. Go, Tyler.
He slowly walks up to see if it's dead. All of a sudden, 3 more Predators show up. Make that 5. Make that 7. Make that 9.
Make that the entire 1991 Los Angeles Lakers.
His hand is covered in
green cum.
Sticky green gum-like substance.
He drops the blade and then says, "Okay, who's next?"
Oh, man, that is badass.
They just carry off the dead Predator.
They respect it.
The whole squad.
A good kill is a good kill. They all walk away in some of the worst CGI I've ever seen, cloaking up one after another. And the last one
pulls out a rifle of Raphael Adelini.
Take it.
A 1715 Spanish pirate.
This is a reference to the Predator comics.
Is it? Or is it a reference to Predator Prey that comes out on Hulu later this summer?
I would say that they're...
I still like the idea of setting up a sequel literally 30 years in the making.
This movie with the alien skull and then this thing, this has got to be some of the earliest quote-unquote Easter eggs, right? Movies didn't really do that.
Yeah.
Well, they clearly thought this was going to do better.
Yeah, clearly.
Glover feels the ship power up. It starts rumbling. He tries to find the exit. He runs. He jumps out.
He jogs.
Well, I mean, he's been fighting.
He limps.
The fire blasts him to cover. He emerges covered in ash.
We built this city on CG.
It's a helicopter above him flying around. Spotlights on him. It lands. Agents run out asking what the fuck happened in there.
He emerges from a pile of debris and ash. Looking like he got frozen in the bank robbery in Suburban Commando.
White face.
Same note too, Roy. And Baldwin says they came so close and then immediately runs away as the cops show up.
And then he mutters, "Don't worry, asshole. You'll get another chance."
So how's Danny Glover going to explain this one to the cops?
Well, Roy, he looks white right now, so I think he'll be fine.
Get away with it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'll get away with it.
Something a little different about you.
Reality just changed sides.
Something different about you Harrigan, I like you more now.
Yeah, I trust you. Something trustworthy.
Helicopter flies as the cops pull up. Roll credits.
Trivia.
The filming of the alley scene was very troublesome for the filmmakers due to the rough neighborhood. The alley was littered with garbage, most of which was used in the film, and plagued with large rats. Local residents were angered by the noise created by the film, would throw bottles and paper bags filled with feces from windows at the crew in the alley below.
Oh, man.
Worst of all, the film crew found a dead body hidden among the garbage. The most horrible places I've ever had to film in were the alleys in downtown Los Angeles, Shane Mahan commented. And Predator 2 was shot in a lot of those disgusting alleys. They were dirty and depressing and gross, with people peeing on walls. We'd be rigging something, and there would be rats there. Roy, what ethnicity is Shane Mahan?
Sounds like he's a Caucasian there.
A white man.
Sounds like an Irish fuck.
This is a white.
I know what you guys are thinking. Why wasn't Arnold in the sequel?
I was thinking that.
He was asked to reprise his role as Dutch Schaefer in Predator 2.
His last name is Schaefer?
Yeah, Dutch Schaefer.
God damn it, Dutch Schaefer.
God damn it, Dutch Schaefer.
There are varying accounts on why he didn't do it. Producer John Davis said that the deal broke down when Schwarzenegger asked for $250,000 more than the studio offered him.
Money, please.
But in an interview with Stephen Hopkins in 2021, Hopkins said that James Cameron told Schwarzenegger that if he did Predator 2, he wouldn't be able to do Terminator 2. So Schwarzenegger did Terminator 2 instead.
He made the right decision.
Smart.
In case you're wondering what Dutch's role would have been, the opening of the film would have taken place on a golf course with a man with gray hair playing golf while a helicopter suddenly lands. Men get out of the chopper, and the man with the gray hair turns around, and it's Dutch. He was going to team up with Harrigan to take down the Predator.
They also cheaped out on director John McTiernan, who could have commanded $2 million a movie after making Die Hard. So they got the guy who made Nightmare on Elm Street 5.
Again, Mayes, varying accounts. Some people say it's because they would not pay him what he was worth after he made Die Hard. There's another report that says he's offered the chance to direct, but turned it down to work on The Hunt for Red October.
Another fantastic choice.
According to writers Jim Thomas and John Thomas, Predator sequel had not been planned. They had to wait to see how successful the Predator comic book series would be. What? After the series was well received, producer Joel Silver convinced Fox to make the sequel.
As Amin alluded to, several of the hunting party members were played by players from the Los Angeles Lakers. Danny Glover was a big fan, and when the production needed several very tall people to play the background predators, he asked them to hang out.
Same thing.
Originally, this movie was supposed to be set in New York. However, because of high costs of production, they made the scene Los Angeles instead.
Okay, now we're getting into the problematic section of the trivia.
What?
The Jamaican voodoo posse gangs, that's all one sentence, seen in the film were based on actual gangs that were terrorizing New York City and Kansas City in the mid to late 1980s.
Oh, okay.
King Willie, Calvin Lockhart, is said to practice voodoo, yet voodoo is not commonly practiced in Jamaica, Roy.
It sure isn't.
Nope.
And actually comes from Haiti. King Willie is more likely a Rastafarian, which is a common religion in Jamaica, and would explain his dreadlocks and the fact he calls Harrigan Babylon, a Rastafarian term for the justice system, which they see as oppressive and corrupt.
Originally, King Willie Jamaican Gang was originally written to be Rastafarian, but the studio insisted that the religion be changed to voodoo on the logic that viewers would be unfamiliar with Rastafari. In spite of this, their characterization and dialogue remains largely unchanged.
You don't say.
That's just lazy. It's just lazy. Do the work, man. Change it from Jamaican to Haitian. Right? Just do the work. Oh, come on.
This one I really didn't understand. I mean, Kevin Peter Hall had studied African tribal dances in order to get into the feel and flexibility of the Predator and also to give him a personality.
Okay.
What? Continuing down this path, the spear weapon.
What?
That was used in the film disappeared and was reported stolen after filming was completed. We're spear takers, gents.
Apparently, a lot of the props from this movie were stolen.
Oof.
As of 2004, almost everything that is used by the Predator in this movie has been reported as stolen.
Even the skulls, huh?
So like the spears, the skull.
Yeah, like all the...
Maria Conchita Alonso's career.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
I'm sorry, was that too soon? No, she was great after this.
They waltzed away with her career.
This is fun, right? Some of the casting decisions that didn't come to fruition. One was they approached Patrick Swayze, but Patrick Swayze couldn't do it because he got hurt making Roadhouse.
Previous trivia.
Also, Stephen Hopkins, the director, met with Steven Seagal for the lead role in the film.
Oh, that would have been awful.
Oh, my goodness.
Hopkins passed on casting him after Seagal insisted he wanted to play the character as a CIA psychiatrist who knew martial arts.
What?
That's written into his rider for every movie he does.
A chef that knows martial arts. Yeah.
Roy, we're not going to shit on Under Siege, okay? That is a great movie.
No. It's a good movie.
Small subplot around Leona's pregnancy got cut. She's established to be married, but her and Harrigan had sex once a few weeks earlier when both were drunk at a party. This explains why Harrigan reacts to the news that Leona's pregnant with a holy shit expression on his face.
Paternity!
Well, he should be thanking the Predator then.
Jesus, Roy.
Not if he wants those checks to go away.
I guess he doesn't believe in Roe.
I mean,
he's a proponent of Roe versus Wade then, I guess.
I'm going to guess the Predator isn't big on interracial.
Neither is the Supreme Court, apparently.
There was a behind-the-scenes Predator dance party video. I would clip it, but you kind of just got to go look at it yourself.
Oh, I think I saw that video.
Am I to believe that these are all Lakers doing this dance party?
Yes.
I'm going to try to figure out which one's Vlade.
The one that doesn't have rhythm.
Stephen Hopkins had been given just 4 weeks to shoot and a further 4 weeks to edit the film. This meant he had to shoot on one stage while the crew dressed the other, allowing them to shoot almost continually. You don't say. Then the film was recut over 20 times, according to Stephen Hopkins, because of more graphic shots of mutilated bodies and decapitations by the Predator. Shout out to that reviewer who wondered why there wasn't more graphic violence. And this is because the film was initially given an NC-17 rating, which had just been introduced.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. This movie would be PG-13 in 2022, by the way.
Calling the Predator a pussy face, I think probably would have made it an R, but it would have been a clean R. They wouldn't have needed to redo anything.
Am I to believe that Leona's vagina looks a lot like the Predator, considering that was the one he was just around weeks earlier?
I love your attention to details, Zach. That's great insight there.
That is a comparable.
I'm just connecting dots here.
Then, this is my favorite piece of trivia. After having the lower portion of its left arm sliced off, the City Hunter was played in wide shots by one-armed stuntman R. David Smith or J. Walter Weatherman.
That's why you always leave a note.
Bill Paxton was one of 2 actors who have been killed on screen by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator. The other was Lance Henriksen.
That's why Bill Paxton is
goated, my boy.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that's groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You following me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
Lewis Pinnock Accent Award, the corner lady.
I mean, it's got to be King Willie.
Gave it an effort, but it is King Willie in a
landslide.
Babylon.
Open and shut case, Johnson.
Let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
Horsemen. So we got some new ones. We got some new ones in the mix here, okay?
Muttering. We're going to throw muttering into the mix.
Muttering under your breath.
Unbelievable.
Sweating. Predator vision. And jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction.
Oh, jurisdiction's a good one.
So much of the first half of this movie is just
jurisdiction position.
People arguing about jurisdiction and Danny Glover disobeying it, subverting authority.
He doesn't seem like a road cop to me, by the way.
Newscast position. Very, very. This might be the highest concentration of newscast position that we've had.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in there.
There's that one shot where we're on the scene and it pans from one news reporter to another to another. They all pick up each other's sentences to fill out a complete report. It's pretty amazing.
They all finish each other's sandwiches.
Danny Glover muttering under your breath takes over at the end, but I think I'm going to go sweating, man. Some of the pit stains that we've got in this movie.
Sweating cannot be a 5 horseman.
Why not?
I mean, what are we doing?
Zach, you made me do walking around town music last week. Anything can be a fucking horseman.
Are you kidding me? Go watch Suburban Commando again. Tell me that doesn't overwhelm you.
First of all, I will not. Second of all, look at this photo that I'm sending to the chat right now of Bill Paxton with a sweat stain the size of King Willie's gold-plated Africa.
Oh, he went through the blazer. Wow.
Sweating, man. I'm telling you. Roy, where are you at on this?
Woo. Wow. Yeah, that's a big-ass pit stain.
Oh, my God.
There's a lake under there.
What's wrong with him?
You know what? Sweating wins.
Sweating.
Game over.
We sweated it out.
This is all just because the Predators like heat?
What about wardrobe?
Wardrobe. That's what I was thinking. Wardrobe.
Yeah, what about wardrobe?
It's terrible. The entire wardrobe situation was just an abomination.
I'm sticking with sweating. That picture sold me right there.
How much do you have to sweat to go through the shirt and the jacket?
To that degree as well.
Yeah.
It's not where his arm is going. It's well beyond that.
It's like he's got a bucket of water under his arm.
He's got a faucet down there.
Air faucet.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fuck it, ass off. Ass on, fuck it, ass off.
Michael Biehn Memorial Ass On Award. I had Conchita. I'm sorry.
Oh, you misogynist.
For ass on, Adam Baldwin.
Adam Baldwin.
Adam Baldwin. Yeah. Stiff ass. Yeah.
Misogynistic ways don't win out this time, Maze.
Yep, you're right. I'm the one driving that train. My bad.
I just know it's not me.
Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award, loaded field.
Oh, what a field.
Morton Downey Jr., MDJ as Tony Pope, Henry Kingy as El Scorpio, Danny Glover as Lieutenant Mike Harrington, Bill Paxton as Jerry Lambert, and Calvin Lockhart as King Willie.
What?
What? King Willie?
What? Wow.
How did he find his dumb diddly flag flying over the ass off award?
Did you guys not like that scene?
No.
It was terrible.
No.
It's one of the worst scenes in the movie.
Yes.
Maze, the sincerity in his voice. Did you guys not like that scene?
What do you think happened in that scene? Because other than when he threw chicken bones down on a trash can, I didn't really find anything gripping.
Maybe I'm just reminiscing to when I was at a bar and they randomly had Predator 2 on in the background on silent in about February, and it was the King Willie scene in the alley, and I said, this is Cinephobe right here. I can't wait till we get to do it. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Memories.
Okay.
New memories.
I think it's between Danny Glover and Bill Paxton.
I could have used more El Scorpio.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to tell you guys right now. Just watch the scene where El Scorpio opens a golden hand grenade and snorts cocaine out of it.
He gets a Coke tea.
And then just trembles with his eyes wide open. And I defy you to tell me that man has an ass.
It's tough to give it to someone who doesn't show up more than the first 7 minutes of the movie.
What a 7 minutes he delivered.
Yeah, very efficient.
Uzi Akimbo, come on, man.
You know what? Fuck it. Scorpio, you're right.
El Scorpio is ready.
You're good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
To fit you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden Dumpster nominees. Tony Pope's Hardcore. The Jamaican Voodoo Posse, the JVP. The Predator learning how to mimic phrases like a not the whole thing parrot. Danny Glover confronting Busey when it just got personal. King Willie's gold plate in the shape of Africa. King Willie's severed head screaming. The Predator celebrating with his spear and skull in front of the big clock and getting struck by lightning to travel back in time. You are one ugly motherfucker, and okay, pussyface, it's your move.
Allow me to add a couple more. Danny Glover hanging out the side of the removed driver's side door of his car while shooting at the same time and still driving the car. The Lone Ranger telling the story about the woman under arrest for murder. I stabbed him plenty of times, and he never died on me before. Hey, kid, welcome to the war. The Jamaican talking shit to Vega that I asked Zach to read verbatim.
Unfortunately, we supercharged that whole thing.
The smoke, the zebra print, the music. You want some ganja, man? No, me want golden dumpster, man.
Did you say Bill Paxton's Specialties?
That's a good one too, yeah.
I'm going to go with the smoke, the zebra print. They want some ganja, man.
What?
Yes, that's my golden dumpster.
That whole bit of racism, yeah.
The depiction of Jamaicans?
Yes. Or Haitians. I don't know which.
According to the writers, just whatever they are over there.
I'm going to go with Gary Busey's look on his face when he got blasted by the Predator.
That's a great look. That look and then the hour and a half I thought they spent on the spaceship are the two things I take away from this movie.
Also, the look on the Predator's eyes. It looked like the Panther for Anaconda.
The fistful of cocaine to the face and then in the wound is also a nominee.
Oh,
but I'm going with King Willie's severed head screaming, man. That's my pick.
Oh, man.
Tony Pope, Hardcore Report. That's mine.
You love that scene, Maze.
I do. It was a big payoff, Roy. I don't know what to tell you.
It truly wasn't. I can't stress enough how little that scene meant to the entire movie.
I really did think about Tony Pope Hardcore because Zach and I did pick Mel Bachman's journal.
I'm staying consistent on this one. If you have a weird dude reporting on a TV show, I'm in.
If you're going to create a weird little TV show and have it be the main exposition device, it's a great way to do it.
It's a great device.
Well, Roy, you're our guest and you've already made your opinion pretty clear on this, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Well, no, maybe he changed his mind from 3 hours ago.
No, I did not. I don't have to explain why at all. It's a phobe. Next.
Amin?
Like Zach, I haven't seen this movie in about 25 years at least, maybe more. I haven't seen it since the 90s. It was a movie I watched on VHS. And it was a movie I enjoyed very much as a child because it's got all the elements of an action movie that you wanted back then. A lot of cuss words in there so you feel like you're watching something naughty. A lot of gore and blood and a lot of action, right? Explosions, car chases, etc., etc. I went into this thinking some of these things don't age well at all. But I can't lie, man. I was entertained. I laughed several times. Whether it was on purpose or not, don't really care. It did drag and it did trend dangerously close to that magical 2-hour mark where after which I am out on a movie. But it was a file for me, boys.
Wow.
I enjoyed myself after watching this.
Do you have any shame in having no attention span at all? Any shame?
It's on the movie, though. I feel like it's on the movie to keep me, to hold me, not to offer me so many off-ramps of attention. So, no, I don't. It's not my fault. You're boring most of the time.
Me or the movie?
You, the movies that you pick.
Okay.
It's a file. Zach?
I thought this was going to be an easy file, and rewatching it, this is not a good movie. The action is terrible. The banter is subpar. I do love Danny Glover in a downpour. I love how ridiculous the wardrobe was. I love Bill Paxton in this movie. El Scorpio is fantastic. I could have used more El Scorpio. I could have used El Scorpio being the one who like survives and helps them kind of track this thing.
Yeah.
That would have been great. It sounds like they had a lot of variations for how this movie was supposed to be, and they all sound like a good movie. This was not a good movie. I am shocked at how horribly this holds up. It is an hour and 47 minutes, and it felt like 2 hours and 47 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not good. I'm legitimately shocked because when we were going into this, I was ready to just put file.
I thought it was going to be a sweep.
I thought it was going to be good, and it's not. And I now know why I haven't watched this movie in 30 years. This is a phobe.
You thought this was going to be a sweep?
I did. What is this? Is this about money?
Roy, I definitely did not anticipate you coming out this against it from the jump.
Guys, it's terrible.
This is not about money. This is about power. Mayes.
I love Danny Glover.
I love Danny Glover.
I thought his muttering and his anger and his desire to subvert authority and just be Wayne Jenkins in this bitch was fantastic. I appreciated that. Bill Paxton chewed up the scenery every scene he was in.
Mm-hmm.
The action and the special effects, I'm going to chalk up to the era. I mean, Zach did the Juju and watched Predator, the original, but They were more ambitious with what the Predator did in inventing all of these new tools.
In trying to make them in fog in the spaceship and disappear and everything, it looked like it was drawn.
That was terrible. I said it was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
But
he's just on top of the subway. How?
Now we're questioning how, huh?
Once again, the lines of these two Americas on this podcast are peculiarly drawn. I'm filing it. I already said so as soon as that dude took a fistful of cocaine to the face.
Unbelievable.
I thought that there were parts of it that were good. I liked the police element of it. I kind of liked the horror element of it. And the parts that were bad were spectacularly bad in a cinephobe way that I could not get enough of. Tony Pope's hardcore, just blatant racism and problematic nature of the cultural appropriation.
The entire movie was racist. Maze.
I guess you like racist movies. It's fine.
Oh, goodness.
Roy and I will be over here on the right side of history.
That's right.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, Lionel.
It's a fucking file, man.
Send us your Phober file, your Golden Dumpster, your Lewis Pinnock Award, your ass on, ass off, and your 5 Horsemen at Talk Hoops, at Roy Belly, at Darth Amin, at Corn Puzzle, at Levitard Show, all on Twitter. Or you can leave them in the reviews.
Oh, yeah.
On Apple Podcasts with a 5-star.
That's how we like it.
5-star.
Also, Roy, what other 5-star podcast should we be checking out?
The 5-star podcast, that is the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz. You can also check out Because Miami every Friday and Montgomery and Company every Thursday.
Subscribe, 5 stars. I can't believe you filed this. This is so bad.
It's a terrible movie, man. It is.
It drags ass. I cannot believe Amin of all people.
I was engaged.
Engaged in what? Liquor?
Great follow-up question.
I watched it this morning.
Let's answer the question.
Around 10 a.m. and I was like, this is
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Once again, I want to give a big thank you to Roy Bellamy, 4-time repeat offender guest, for another amazing episode. And that's going to do it for Space Month or Alien Month or whatever the category was. The poll results are in. Amin wins and gets 1/3 of a wild card. So we all have 1/3 of a wild card. I am the big loser, which means I pick the next category. And I'm going to go with an actor. Not just any actor. I'm going to posit that this is the most decorated actor in the history of Cinephobe. He's never appeared. He's got 10 Academy Award nominations. That's right, Denzel Washington. As for the movie, the 1995 virtual reality extravaganza from the visionary Brett Leonard, Virtuosity.